Well, good early morning, folks. It's Meteorologist Austin Bowling here. I want to give you a quick update here on the severe weather that's working its way through western parts of Texoma right now. We do have an active tornado warning in addition to an active tornado watch for all of Texoma right now. The immediate concern is out towards Harmon County right now, where there is a tornado warning for a confirmed tornado that is near the Gould area here at the moment. Again, what you see there, that red flashing box out there towards the west, that is for Harmon County, extreme northwestern Jackson County, and into southeastern parts of Greer County as well. So let's get a quick look in there here, and you can see the velocity here. You can see there's a little bit of a circulation area right in here, just to the west of Gould, that is going through town as we speak. We see here out toward the west a little bit more. Take this down, flip this around. So there is that. So this is debris detection right here. You can see that coming in right there on the west side of Gould, going through town as we speak. So it's staying well to the east of Hollis, well to the west of Duke and Altus. But this is going right through Gould as we speak. Going right through Gould. It looks like the circulation has diminished from what it was earlier, but it is going through as we speak. So that is what we're seeing here at the moment. Give another loop on this real quick. You can see how it's progressed over the last little while as it's come up through just to the southwest of Gould. Again, looks like it's going to be coming in just west of town here. There we go. Coming in just west of town with that circulation. And looks like it came in just, if anything, it's lifted and it's already done its damage. But it's coming in just on the west side of town. Now it's exiting the north side of Gould. Let's go ahead and stop it here. And you're almost just a mile outside of town here. This is an observed tornado warning, again, for that area. It's moving north at 50. Still see if we can find that circulation again. Not nearly as tight as it was. It's more of a broad area now. Again, you're still looking somewhere in here, not nearly as tight, but it is showing up there. Out there towards the west. We do have some pretty significant winds trying to come through the Russell area up towards Greer County too. Let's back out here. Let's take off the distance tool here. So there's some pretty significant winds. Query those. Possibility of 70 to 80 mile an hour winds coming through approaching Greer County, already working its way through here. So that's what we're seeing there at the moment. We'll put this into motion and see how that is progressing. Again, I believe that the circulation has diminished. There is a new tornado warning now that's going to be popping up here. This is going to include northwestern Jackson County. That includes Martha, Duke, Blair. This also includes the Mangum area. So this includes a majority of Greer County. So we do have that new tornado warning that's popping up here. So let's go ahead and stop this one. Again, we can see those significant winds that are trying to come through there at the moment. So 2 active tornado warnings. Again, if you're just joining us here, 2 active tornado warnings as we speak. Again, the one for Harmon County and into Greer County is believed to be more of a straight line wind event, although there was an active tornado for Gould that has since lifted. Probably produced some damage on the south and west side of town. Now we've got this, you can see this circulation tightening up right here. Let's go ahead and stop this for a second. You can see, let me get the query tool off of here. Not a screenshot. We're going to get that off of here. Here is your circulation right here. That is likely going to be a quickly developing tornado just outside of Duke. There's, I believe, a gypsum plant that's out there on Highway 62. Again, this is just on the north side of Duke. You can see that developed very quickly. Let's see what we found as far as any debris detection with this one as well. I'm sure there's something with this one. I'm not seeing much with it at the second, but it is definitely a tightening circulation. So again, that is going to be picking up speed here really quickly as well. You can see the debris detection out there for Gould that has since dissipated. Again, we're likely seeing that spreading up into western parts of Harmon County here. We're going to be seeing some debris out there just north of Gould. So I believe that tornado for eastern Harmon County has lifted. Now the concern now is this one for Duke. So let's get the warning information for this one so we can get a track on this one. So this is radar indicated. This is not a confirmed tornado yet, but it is one that we're watching for. Again, this is for north central Jackson County, northwestern Kiowa County, and eastern Greer County. This is going until 3:45 in the morning. So we've got another 30 minutes. This is moving northeast at 55. There's possibility of golf ball size hail with this as well. Let's see what we've got here. So again, you can see Altus there, right in the southeast part of this, just southeast of this. This does not include Altus, but this does include Martha and Blair. I'm going to take this track. I'm going to put it back on the radar. Actually, let's take it back on the velocity, because that's where we saw the circulation here. You can see that couplet quite clearly right here, just a couple miles north of Duke. So right in here, that's where you're looking at that circulation. It's now shifted. It's moving very quickly, 55 miles an hour. So let's go ahead and erase that. Let's get our track on here. 55 miles an hour. Let's see what we got here. All right, so we've got Hester coming up here at 3:23, Granite at 3:35, Lake Creek at 3:39, Lone Wolf at 3:42. So you can see by the population number here, a couple thousand. It is still populated, but it looks like it is going through mainly rural areas. We'll clear this off. We'll put this back into motion and see where this goes. It's going to be coming very close to Mangum. Mangum, Granite, Blair, this looks like it should stay off towards your northwest. But if you're in Mangum, Granite, and Lone Wolf, you're also a part of this tornado warning. I would be seeking shelter right now. Again, we use our duck rules. I preach this all the time when I was on air. Downstairs, underneath something, center portion of the house, keep away from windows. If you've got a shelter, that's going to be your best bet. Again, that's going to be your best opportunity for this is going to be somewhere with solid base to it. Obviously, if you've got a interior room, that's going to be your best bet as well. You want to take helmets or mattresses, anything like that, pillows, to your safe spot. Want to seek that shelter immediately. Again, you can see how it is trying to drift more towards the north just a little bit. As it weakens, it does kind of go back towards the north a little bit. As it strengthens, it goes back towards the east a little more. So you can see how it's kind of trying to bend off towards the north a little bit here. So that's why I want the folks in Mangum to be seeking their safe spot here right now. So again, let's just query these winds again, because again, they are quite strong too. Let's take that off. We'll pause that. So these winds are coming in possibility of 70 to 80 mile an hour winds. So there are some strong winds in here too. And there's your circulation right in here. Still just north of Duke. Again, heading in the direction of Mangum. Right in the center of your screen there, you can see that circulation trying to pick up and work its way towards the north. Again, strong winds with these two, folks. Again, very strong 70 to possibly 80 mile an hour winds, and then some hail. So that's what we're looking for with these storms. Some ping pong ball size hail. You can see, I believe these might be some. The radar was suggesting that we're picking up anywhere from golf ball to tennis ball size hail. Whether that actually fell or not is yet to be seen. So that's what we're looking for, seeing if there's any reports that have come in here as well. So again, so circulation's still here. Still looking at that circulation just south of Mangum. I put this from about here into town. So that's about 9 miles south of town. And again, it is coming close. It is going to be coming close to Mangum. Your circulation right in here. Everything's going away. Everything's coming back. So I've got, let's see here. Julie's saying Elgin, Oklahoma, and our phones just went off for a tornado warning. There's nothing near us yet. We're confused and anxious. Well, let's back out here real quick and let's just see what we've got going on for the whole area. Again, if you're just waking up, in the case of Julie here, there is no tornado warning for Comanche County, for Elgin, for Lawton, or anybody else other than the Blair, Martha, Mangum, and Granite areas. So you can see here, this is, at least from Elgin, this tornadic circulation is 70 miles to your west. So that is something we're watching. Again, it is possible. We still have several more storms well out towards the west that have this threat. We are under the tornado watch for a time as well. It goes for another 6 hours. So we're looking at this going until 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. So we still have quite some time to go before this settles down. So again, here's the wide look at everything. So you see, you're looking at these surges of wind or these little hooks. So down here in Kroll, Texas, down towards where my camera is right here, you can see this hook right in here. So we'd be watching for potential circulation there. And then where we have these surges, you're going to have your little wiggles along the line popping up there as well. So that's what we're looking for here at the moment. That's what we're seeing with this particular one. It's going to be for Mangum and Granite for the immediate threat. Now you see the latest severe thunderstorm warning. This is how they're going to do things tonight. Again, the main threat's going to be for damaging winds, and within the lines going to be these little wiggles. So what we call QLCS, or quasi-linear convective systems. So they're going to be quick spin-ups. They're going to warn for those. That's going to be where the higher impacts are, but the main line is going to have wind and some smaller hail to it. So they've marked this as a considerable threat. So this is what they have, a new severe thunderstorm warning for western Washita, Jackson, Custer County, Kiowa County, northwestern Tillman County, Greer, Beckham, northwestern Wilbarger, and southeastern Hardeman County. Those are in Texas, going until 4 o'clock in the morning, so another 40 minutes. They're warning for quarter-size hail with this, and also 70-mile-per-hour winds. Let's see. Julie's saying, I can't post the screenshot, but our phones went off with the warnings. So relieved you can confirm the area is okay right now. So I know that's the last thing you want to get. That's the last noise you want to hear in the middle of the night is something for a storm-related event, and you don't know what's going on. So that's what we want to do here, folks. So we want to make sure that everybody has the the right information. Everybody knows what's going on, at least to the best of my ability to get you guys prepared for this. But let's go back into this storm here. Got to get back into the folks in Mangum again, and everybody in Mangum, Blair, Granite, Lone Wolf. You need to be seeking your shelter here. So this is what we still have. We still have this area of circulation right here. It's still a few miles south of Mangum. And there may be a new circulation trying to get going here just northwest of Martha. So again, just outside of Blair, this will be passing through. And then Mangum is the immediate threat. So we need to be watching out for that. That is going to be heading north here very quickly. This is still warned for, I believe it's moving northeast at 55 miles an hour. So golf ball size hail and that was the confirmed tornado for this one as well. So northeast at 55 miles per hour. This is confirmed, but you can see the circulation has diminished a bit here. But again, there may be a new one trying to get going here just to the east of that. So we need to be watching out very closely for that circulation here. Let's go over to the debris detection and see if there's anything that's popped up with this. Again, likely we did see a confirmed, there it was. There was that confirmed tornado. You can see that debris, that blue spot that pops up just north of Duke there. You can see it right in there. There was that debris detection that popped up right there. And it drifted up towards Mangum. So Mangum is likely to see some debris blowing into town as well. So we did see a confirmed tornado around Gould. We did see another confirmed tornado north of Duke. So already, just in these early morning hours, we've already seen 2 confirmed tornadoes. Not a great stat that you want to see for this time of night, especially since these are all going to be rain wrapped. They're going to be moving very quickly, and they're going to be very hard to see. So if you're one of those that has to have visual confirmation before you make your decision, you're not going to be able to do that tonight. Unfortunately, these are going to be moving too quickly, and they're going to be wrapped in rain. So you're not going to be able to get that confirmation here tonight. But again, it looks like that circulation not nearly as tight as I mentioned. We did see that come down just a little bit, so we did not see that. We're not seeing that as much of a threat immediately. Still want Mangum in your safe spot right now. No question. Again, Mangum up towards Granite, new circulation probably developing near just northwest of Blair. So that is what I'd be preparing for here. So there's what I'm talking about. So again, the circulation is not really there anymore. Still likely going to see some debris coming into Mangum here in the next handful of minutes. But we have this considerable wind that is the bigger threat at the moment. Not doing that. So again, it's reading. Again, this is a little bit higher up from the radar. But again, possibility of 70, 80, maybe even the radar is suggesting 90 mile an hour winds. But again, probably more along the lines of 70 to maybe 80 mile per hour winds coming across Highway 283 right there in southern Greer County. So this is coming just north of Blair and right through Mangum. So pretty significant winds there. Let's take a look at the mesonet and see if we picked up any strong winds with that as it's worked its way through. And that's some pretty strong wind coming through. This is the only tornado warning that's in effect right now. Last check, Mangum's been at a 29 mile an hour wind gust, and Altus at 35. Again, if you're just joining us, this is north of Altus and southeast. Doubt that 121. That's just most of this is 80 to 90 mile an hour winds. It's coming through here. So there's going to be a new circulation trying to get going here, heading towards Lake Altus. So again, this is going very quickly off towards the northeast. Let's back out here a little bit. Get this down. So this is going to be, put this on. So let's Go back to our velocity here. Let's warn for this whole line here. I'm going to put it up here. 55 miles an hour. All right, so they've trimmed back that tornado warning. It no longer includes Duke and Martha. So Granite, 329. So right on your doorstep, Granite. City View at 332. Lugert, 334. Lone Wolf at 337. Blair at 337. Cambridge at 343. And Sentinel coming up here at 349. This is going to be heading down the road to Hobart in a little while as well. Hobart, you're probably looking at about the 350, 355 time frame as well with this. This is some significant damaging wind coming through here as well with embedded weak circulations. So that is the main threat here. In Altus, bag-packed and nervous. So Doug, we are keeping our eyes on things. Again, the main threat is to your north, Doug. That's going through Martha, Mangum, and Granite, and Blair right now. So Blair, Mangum, Granite, Lone Wolf all need to be in your safe spot right now as this races off towards the east and northeast. We'll go ahead and take this track down real quick, back out real quick. You can see, again, if you're joining us in Lawton, Anadarko, Chickasha, Duncan, Frederick, there's nothing for you at the moment. But there are some storms down here, down towards the south, that definitely bear watching. Just looking down here, this is all significant winds that are trying to come through here as well. Again, this is all 50 to 60 mile per hour winds that are trying to come through Hardeman and Ford counties. Those will be eventually coming through southern Jackson County and into western Tillman County. So that is nothing to scoff at either. But the main threat here is going to be this cluster of possibly 70 to 80 mile per hour winds that are coming through Granite and heading up towards Lone Wolf as we speak. And what I'm looking for, again, you can kind of see these little areas where the wind picks up and then the wind slows down. So this fast winds and then not as fast winds. Fast winds, not as fast winds. So you have these areas of circulation that are right here. There's another one trying to get going right around Blair as well. So all of these little embedded circulations are the spots that we need to be watching for. So again, Blair needs to be in their safe space. Mangum, you're still holding out right now. Granite and Lone Wolf are next in line. Hobart, you're down the line as well. So let's delete this. Let's get down in there just a little bit more. Let's see what we can see here. So again, still looking at these areas just northeast of Mangum, right along 283, and then possibly right over Blair. There's at least a weak circulation that's trying to get going there right now. As far as any of the data shows us for any of this, again, right now, a lot of straight line winds, 70 to 80 mile per hour winds. Correlation coefficient here. Again, let's kind of put this back into motion. See what we've got here. So there was another confirmed tornado here just east of Mangum for a time. So you can see another tornado was on the ground here just outside of Mangum. Probably about 2 miles outside of town. 2 miles east of Mangum, there was another tornado on the ground coming right across the highway as it curves up towards the Greer County Courthouse. So that was just outside of town as well. Granite, I'd be seeking your emergency precautions right now too, just in case. Again, all of these, that's 3 separate tornadoes that I've seen just in my time hopping on here tonight. So that's just how things have been. We've seen 3 confirmed tornadoes with these 2 warnings so far tonight. Again, Blair, I'm not seeing anything immediately with the threat, but that's significant winds coming through. Let's go back to the velocity real quick. Let's see what we've got here. Again, still that threat of 70, maybe 80 mile per hour winds in here, right in here. That's suggesting even 90. But again, this is higher up in the radar. More than likely, it's not getting to 90 miles per hour. But again, every bit of 70 to 80 will be possible coming through Granite and Lake Altus Lugert right now. The threat has diminished now for Mangum and Blair. But again, still want to hunker down and hold out here as this continues to race off towards the northeast. It's going to be these areas here along the leading edge. Granite and Lone Wolf, Hobart, please seek your shelter now. This line of storms has had a history of producing damaging tornadoes. And again, now is not the time to mess around with this. If you know of anybody in the heart of Greer County, western Kiowa County, if you know anybody there, call them now. Right? Just let them know that threat is heading in their way. Again, we got to have multiple ways of staying informed tonight. And if you're that friend for somebody, give them a call. Tell them they need to find their safe spot here, especially for Hobart, Lone Wolf, Granite, hunkering down right now. But Lone Wolf is next in line. Hobart, I'd be a little concerned about as well. So go ahead and make those calls, folks. Again, Altus, you're fine. Mangum, you're clearing now. Blair, safe spot is there. The significant severe has moved on to your northeast, but it is going to be these new circulation areas. Anywhere on here, we could see a quick tornado drop. We'll just check again the debris detection and see that nothing has popped up here recently. Again, all of this, again, you can see the latest tornado that has fizzled out just to the east of Mangum. There it was. Now the debris is heading up towards Highway 9, just to the west of Granite. So again, likely some debris outside of Mangum this morning. Again, so we've seen one west side of Gould. We've seen one north of Duke, and then we've seen another one east of Mangum. So all three of those, again, radar confirmed. Again, as we get light here in just about 4 hours, we're going to be able to do a little bit of assessment on what's going on here. So good early morning dawn. Got woke up by my weather radio in Lawton. So let's kind of back out here. Let's show everybody, if you're just joining us here, I know there's about 30 folks. Make sure you share this with folks. If anybody's getting up here and is concerned about the weather at the moment, there is a line of severe that has stacked up here from just south of Sayre all the way down through Granite. It's now the leading edge is coming through Altus, down through Olustee and Elmer, and then down through Chillicothe, Texas. So that's what we're seeing here at the moment. Go ahead and share this feed with anybody that's up and is concerned about the weather. This is still well to the west of the Lawton, Walters, Duncan, Waurika, Anadarko, and Chickasha areas. But still, I know there's a lot of folks that are concerned tonight, and for various areas or various reasons, we've had some alerts going off as well. I'm just writing down some notes of some storms to take a look back on later today and see any information that comes out on those. Just trying to tabulate these. Again, we just had a tornado not long ago just west of Gould. That was in Harmon County. Another one just north of Duke, and then another one just to the east of Mangum. So all of these have been confirmed tornadoes so far. If you're just joining us, again, these are very quick, but they've been very intense looking circulations coming through. So again, Lone Wolf, Granite. Let's do a new track on this here. So this leading edge right here, right down towards Lone Wolf and down past Blair. And we're going to put it up towards Bessie here. We'll put this still at 55 miles an hour. Okay, so Lone Wolf at 339. That's the next few minutes. You need to be in your safe spot now. Lugert at 341. Retrop at 349. Sentinel 351. I'd put Hobart at about 351 as well. Dill City, Burns Flat, Dill City around 4 o'clock. And then heading up towards Cordell, coming up at 4 a.m. Let's dive back in here. Again, this is getting a little bit further away from the radar. but we do have these embedded circulations. Granite still needs to be hunkered down right now. Lone Wolf, there's possibility of some circulations trying to intensify here, but all of this is just a wall of possibly 70 or stronger winds. Okay. Let's back out here real quick. So we've got Patty Smith in here asking bad weather towards Davis. So Davis, we're out here. Take that track off. So Davis, you're way out here. We don't have anything yet in Davis. You're probably looking every bit closer to 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, Patty. So your threat isn't even started yet. You've still got a while. For now, I'd try to catch up on some sleep if able, and this will get to you in due time, unfortunately. So yours is going to be a little bit closer to sunrise. But again, the main threat now is going to be this Granite Lone Wolf Hobart Sentinel complex as it works its way through. Altus, you're seeing the winds starting to pick up here. Still only seeing 35-mile-an-hour wind gusts at the moment. Again, that's going to be at the Mesonet site. Okay, there is that surge of wind. Let's go back to the velocity here. Yeah, still looking at that significant surge of wind heading towards Lone Wolf and Hobart. Granite still needs you hunkered down here at the moment. Again, that embedded circulation area is kind of a concern to me, although I'm not seeing anything showing up on the debris detection, although yes, I am. There it is. It is. Make sure that's not a leftover of the Mangum storm. This is a separate circulation. So Granite needs to be seeking its shelter immediately. This is a couple miles outside of town with this one. So there's going to be a newly issued tornado warning there. So this is going to be an extension of the one there for Greer County. Granite, you need to be seeking your safe spot right now. You should have already done that. But again, this is just 2.5 miles west of Granite. So another new tornado now west of Granite. So that's 4, if you're counting, 4 tornadoes that we've seen just in the last half hour. So Doug's saying it's November. This is so not normal. So again, we always say as meteorologists, I know our peak season is usually April and May, but we also do see a small uptick in the fall. But I've chased pretty large tornadoes in the month of November. So again, as long as the ingredients are there, as long as you've got the shear, the instability, the moisture in place, storm system, it's going to happen. Mother Nature is not looking at a calendar to tell her when to produce tornadoes. As long as the ingredients are there, it's going to happen. So always have to be prepared, even if we are talking about severe weather threats into December. It can still produce tornadoes. So we need to make sure that we're always vigilant, always prepared. We know our safe spots. We know everything that we need to do to stay safe here. So Patty, thank you so much. New to Oklahoma, been most helpful. Thanks. I'm trying my best. Again, I know this is really early in the morning. I know a lot of folks are concerned. They want to see what's going on here. Obviously, if you get warnings like Julie got in Elgin for severe weather, but obviously nothing around, you obviously get concerned, especially when you can't see anything. You want to make sure you're doing everything you can to keep you and your family safe in the middle of the night. So I completely understand. So let's track this new tornado warning, and this is going to go out of the areas I consider covered here. But if you know anybody that's up towards Sentinel and Dill City, Burns Flat, Cordell, Bessie, up towards Clinton. So if you've got some tornado friends up there, red tornado friends up in Clinton, definitely want to let them know about this situation as well. So let's get the latest again. So that circulation was right in here. So that one I was talking about just outside of Granite, that was the one that was producing the tornado here. So that was the concern. Still watching out for these areas right around Lone Wolf as well. So Hobart, you're not technically in a tornado warning, but it is just outside of town. I'd still seek my safe spot just in case. Again, these are the wind alone is pretty significant too, so we can't turn our noses up at that either. But again, let's get the latest information on this. Let's see what this is doing. So tornado producing storm was located near Granite, moving northeast at 55. Radar confirmed tornado. So again, that's the fourth one tonight. Although it looks like the circulation has diminished here quite a bit. That is definitely some good news. Let's at least warn for this whole. Get that off here. Let's warn for this whole line as it goes towards the north. Put it northeast. Put it back at 55 again. If you're just joining us here again, this is all out towards Hobart, Mangum, Granite, Lake Lugert, Altus. Lone Wolf here in the next handful of minutes. You should have already been in your safe spot. Retrop at 351, Sentinel at 356, Rocky at 4, and Cordell at 411. Eventually, this gets up towards Clinton at 424. So if you've got some friends up there, let them know. Still want Hobart hunkered down, even though you are not technically in a tornado warning at this moment. The possibility is there. Let's loop this back through, and you can see these significant winds just surging through Lone Wolf right now. Again, we're a little bit up from the radar, so I don't think we're seeing 90-mile-an-hour winds, but it is possible. There it is. That wind just surged through Lone Wolf. Wind just surged through Lone Wolf. So we're looking at possibility of 70 to 80-mile-an-hour winds that just went through Lone Wolf as well. And now this is going to be on the doorstep of Hobart. So Hobart, please, inside, away from the windows. Rocky, Sentinel, if you know anybody in those areas, give them a call. Let them know this is damaging straight line winds heading in their direction as well. And the possibility that any of these spots could develop an embedded circulation area here along this line. That's basically what these are going to do. We'll stop it here and see if we can find any more embedded circulations or debris. I'm not seeing any debris here at the moment. The one just west of Granite has faded away, and we're likely to see some debris scattered along Highway 6 north of town as well. Looks like straight line winds went through Lone Wolf, so pretty considerable there. Again, now the threat shifts to Hobart. So any of my Bearcat friends up there, you need to be seeking shelter immediately. Again, no tornado warning for town, but significant straight line winds working their way into town from the west and southwest. Again, still the possibility of 70, 80-mile-per-hour winds coming into areas just west, if not into downtown Hobart. Last gust I've seen in Mangum is 45, Altus gusting to 32. So again, not seeing that strong of winds in those locations. Let's go back to the radar here. So again, you're what you're looking for. You've got this bookend vortex right in here. So sometimes you start seeing circulations taking place here on the north side. So if you know anybody in Elk City, they need to be on guard. Not an immediate threat, but again, need to be watching there. And then what we've got here, this Boeing segment right here, this is the big concern right now. That storm right there. Let's back out here. Let's get down towards the southern edge here. You're still seeing some straight line winds coming through Altus, down through Elmer, and just outside of Chillicothe, Texas. So all this is heading towards the east. Let's get a quick track on this. So folks out ahead of this line know what we're looking for. The whole line is moving northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So just playing this real quick. Okay. So let's get this line here. And we'll put this northeast at 45. All right, so the main line, Humphreys at 352, Tipton 358, Ozark at 359, Dones at 402, Hedrick 402, Burt 404, Friendship at 404, as well as Fargo at 406, White City at 408, Manitou 410, Warren at 412, Tolbert at 414, Snyder coming up at 416, Mountain Park at 418, Cold Springs at 420, Indiahoma coming up here at around 430, Cooperton 430 as well, Hobart for you. The main line comes through at about 436, Mountain View at 454, Carnegie at closer to 5 o'clock. Let's get back down into here. Let's see again about our circulations. And all of this has been just a significant surge of wind coming through Lone Wolf, Sentinel, and Hobart as we speak. Still the possibility here of this being 70 to 80 mile per hour winds coming through here. Radar is estimating 96. Again, cannot turn your nose up at that, folks. This in here, again, registering 100 miles per hour. Again, this is well above the radar site. Again, more than likely, this is somewhere around 70 to 80 mile per hour winds coming through Sentinel. Hobart, I need to be, again, I keep stressing it here. Each of these little wiggles has the potential of developing a circulation. So again, when you see these winds significantly strong away, but not as strong away right next to it, you do have some circulation areas that will tend to develop right in here. So each of these little squiggles right here, there's one right on the Greer and Kiowa County line, right along Highway 6. There's another one a few miles east of that, and another one just outside of Lone Wolf, between Lone Wolf and Hobart. So these areas could develop very quickly. So all of these are in the tornado warning, all of these heading in the direction of Sentinel, Rocky, and outside of Hobart. I'll loop this again, and you can kind of see how these are progressing. Again, Hobart, I still want you seeking your safe spot right now. Even though this is going to be a close brush with town, I still want you to be safe rather than sorry. You're not completely in the tornado warning, but you are still just about a mile outside of it. So usually with these warnings, inside and close to are the ones that we want to give the attention to. So again, if you know anybody in Hobart, make sure you check on them. There is no tornado for Lawton, Walters, Frederick, anything like that at the moment. This is the significant severe at the time. So if you're getting any warnings or being woken up by anything, this is the severe threat right now. This is the primary significant severe here at the moment. So again, looking out for these little embedded circulation areas outside of Lone Wolf and Hobart. So let's see here, any circulation, any debris detection. Again, all of this was, it looks like it's trying to develop something new here. Again, I mentioned right along Highway 6, along the Kiowa and Greer County line, there may be another circulation area, and it looks like it's trying to develop another little bit of debris that's right there. So if we drop that and put that velocity back on top of there, matches up close to that area that I was concerned with just a few minutes ago. So again, that may have just briefly done some damage right along Highway 6 between Greer and Kiowa. But again, that's a fairly rural area. May have quickly done some damage and has already moved on. But that was another circulation area that I noticed that popped up here. Again, all of this still significant straight line winds heading in the direction of the Hobart area. Look at that bowed segment that you see right here in the middle of your screen, extending from near Elk City all the way down towards Hobart. All of that is heading off towards the northeast at about 55 miles per hour. So that is the strongest part of this line right now. So if you know anybody in Clinton, or if you maybe have a student up at Weatherford, probably give them a ring as well, because that'll be heading in their neck of the woods here in the next hour or so. So that is the strongest part of the storm, and eventually this will be clearing our area off towards the north. Back out a little bit more, just some showers developing around Snyder, Cache, uh, Medicine Park, a few clusters around Walters, and then a few more south of Temple. But you can see this line right here. That's your line of severe storms. All of this straight line winds at the moment, but it's these surges, these bulges right here in the line that will be the highest concern at the moment. So I'm just kind of watching this go past the Hobart area, and as long as there's a tornado warning for Hobart, I'm going to kind of reset here, keep a watch on things, and then come back up. And anytime there is anything significant that I feel that you need to be alerted about, I will hop back on here and make you aware of that. But right now, the significant threat is leaving Greer County, but still there for the Hobart area. So Hobart still needs to be hunkering down here right now. Go back to the velocity, and you can still see, look at that there's something going on in here. Look at that surge right in here. I mean, pretty significant. Just trying to see if haven't seen anything depicting any debris right here, but that is some very strong winds coming into the Hobart area. Still nothing there. And again, you can see, again, those were those two areas I mentioned. You were following me not long ago. These two little areas of circulation now leaving Kiowa County and heading into Washita County, or very extreme southeastern Beckham County. So again, Sentinel. These are little embedded tornadoes that are popping up there outside of town. Again, these are rural areas, but again, Sentinel. If you know anybody there, we're up towards Dill City, Burns Flat. Again, that's what's going to happen tonight. These little embedded circulations quickly drop tornadoes. They'll do their damage, and then they'll pull themselves right back up. So before they warn them, they'll have already done their damage and already moved on. So again, those are two tornadoes right there. Two tornadoes that have done damage or are still occurring, now moving into southern parts of Washita County, along Highway 6 and just outside of Sentinel. Still have some pretty strong winds coming into Hobart right now as well. So again, pretty strong winds coming through Hobart. Couple of embedded tornadoes here between Highway 6 and Sentinel. Again, all of these moving quickly towards the northeast. So again, you're looking here. There's one doing damage. There's another one doing damage. So there's Granite. Here's Sentinel, Lone Wolf, Hobart down here. So again, if you have friends in these areas, you need to be letting them know about this. Okay, so we've got a new severe thunderstorm warning that is going to encompass this whole line. So let's back this out. We're going to get a new track on this. So this whole line is brand new severe thunderstorm warning. So again, they're going to warn for possible tornadoes. Again, always going to be possible for these embedded circulations to take place. 70-mile-per-hour winds for another 50 minutes. So this goes until 4:45. So we've got another 50 minutes to go on that. So it goes from Canute to Sentinel to Altus Air Force Base. It's moving northeast at 45, and it's warning for 70-mile-per-hour winds. So again, that's what we're looking for here, that main line. So we'll take it from up here. Take it from up here. If I can get off of that. From there. Oh. So northeast at 45. Put in the new track. So Hedrick at 407, Mountain Park at 414, Snyder at 415, Cooperton at 422, Godebo at 435, Mears has it at around 442, Carnegie at 452, Hydro at 523. So that's what we're looking for here at the moment. We're still looking at that strong wind just outside of town there for Hobart. You can see it's just right outside of town, just about to come into town, right on the edge of town there. But we still have those embedded circulations now on this, what we call bookend vortex up here. So you can see how this kind of swirls around like that. That's where we've been seeing those little embedded circulations now moving into Washita County. So we'll kind of back out here again. There's that circulation. Again, pretty strong circulation here north of Hobart, heading towards Rocky. So that right there, we need to be watching out for very closely. Very closely. Let's go back to the debris, see if we see any other of those embedded circulations. There's still that one right along Highway 6, north of Granite. It is still there. It is still doing damage right along the Washita and I'm blanking on it right now. Beckham County line. Sorry. Highway 6, again, this is heading in the direction of Elk City, Canute, Burns Flat. So, again, friends up there. So, Doug saying Altus is getting that rain and wind just picked up a little bit. Yep. So, that line of straight line winds is in town. So, there it is. So, there's your heavy rain. It's going to be heading into Tipton here soon. Snyder down the line. Hobart's going to be getting that wind and rain here soon. Even down into North Texas, Vernon, you're seeing that wind and rain. Some heavier downpours popping up out ahead of it. Snyder, Cooperton, Refuge. Again, a lot of those showers starting to develop. I'm not seeing any storms developing out here, but we'll have to watch those too as this races off towards the east very quickly. So again, as far as any immediate concerns, I'm still keeping this up as long as that tornado warning is in effect for Greer and Iowa counties. And then I will hop off of here for a little bit and still keep a watch on things. Anything that bears breaking in, anything I see concerning, I will hop back on here. But at the moment, again, still that circulation. If you're just joining us, you can see Lawton is right down here. Walters, Duncan, Apache, Cash, Frederick, even Frederick, you're going to be seeing that line here in the next hour, but we're all calm for now. Again, we know things are going to go downhill. It's only a matter of time. Again, the line's going to be crossing the area here over the next couple of hours. And again, these embedded circulation areas are what we have to keep our eyes on. But this northern edge heading up into Washita County is the biggest concern. So again, if you've got friends in Clinton, or if you've got a student at Southwestern Oklahoma State, I'd give them a heads up. Nothing immediately at this second, but those are both concerning areas that have caused some concern, some circulations, some confirmed tornadoes. This does have a history of producing 4-5 tornadoes already with this cluster of storms. So still heading into an environment that hasn't been worked over yet. So want to give those folks, if you have any friends in Clinton or Weatherford, give them a heads up that is heading in their direction. Again, back to the velocity here. Looks like that main area of circulation has been more up towards Sentinel and Rocky now. And then these areas where you have these surges along the line outside of Roosevelt. So you need to be watching carefully in there too. So still keeping our eyes on this threat along the main line. Go back to our debris, see if there's anything else that still might be on the ground. It looks like everything has, at least at the moment, has lifted. So that one that we talked about around Highway 6, that has faded away. So that has faded away at the moment. Hobart, still not in the tornado warning, but you still have strong storms outside of town at the moment. You probably hear them, you probably see it. It's just not there yet. And back out to the whole area, you can still see there is that line of storms marching towards the east. So it is slowly working its way across. It's slowly surging through, and again, you're going to have to watch out for little wiggles along the line that could produce isolated spin-up tornadoes. So again, Lawton, we still have a little while to go. Apache, Anadarko, Duncan, still have a little while to go before these storms work their way into town. It looks like all the lightning has also kind of moved out of Kiowa County for the moment. Some lightning strikes. It looks like the cluster where the strongest storm is just north of town now. See if there's any strong wind gusts. Again, still gusting to around 40 to 45 in Hollis, Mangum, and Altus. 30-mile-per-hour winds in Tipton, so quite gusty out there, even outside of the storms. And still looking at these little surges along the line. We're getting a little bit further away from the radar up here. So again, still possibility of 70-mile-per-hour winds coming through those areas up into Washita County, leaving Kiowa County at the moment. So again, I expect them to trim this back or warn for down the line here at any moment now. Down towards the south, have this strong wind coming in behind the line. That'll be coming into Jackson, Webarga County, Texas, Tillman County here over the next little while. So Hobart, they're not really seeing any gusts at the moment, but there is that line surging up towards Clinton. So again, this is the strongest part of the line. Still watching the leading edge for any wiggles or any concerns out there too. So again, you see these little surges where the wind picks up and the wind slows down. This is where you can have some of these isolated spin-ups popping up. So not seeing anything there at the moment. But this line has had a history of doing that. Let's see. And these little wiggles right in here, need to be watching closely for those. Still need folks in Hobart to be taking your safety precautions right now as we speak. Still need everybody there in northern Kiowa County to be holding tight. And you can see right in here these little circulation areas that are popping up along the line. We just need to be watching out very closely for those. Not seeing anything else as far as storm reports or anything like that. Haven't hopped on to Twitter here in a little bit to see if there's anything else going on at the moment. See if anybody else is out there chasing or anything. Usually I try to see if there's any additional information that comes in out there. Still calling for observed tornado up here towards the north. Kim is up with us early, watching from Caddo County. Again, most of this, Kim, is going to be just to your west. All of this is going to be out in Kiowa County right now. You can see on the far right side of the screen, Kim, you can see Apache and Anadarko and Carnegie over there. So we're still watching these areas down around Hobart, trying to work their way towards the north. The tornado warning up here for the Sentinel, Dill City, Burns Flat area was the main concern. Still need to be watching. Roy is asking about Wichita Falls. Let's see what we've got here, Roy. Back out a little bit more. So Roy, you still got another couple of hours at least. We're still probably looking closer to 6:30 before that line gets to you, Roy. So you still got some chance to catch some Z's here for another hour if you can before that line works its way through. Haven't really seen anything, haven't seen much down here into North Texas lately, but still that all bears watching. Obviously, as it moves towards the east, we need to be watching out for that. So hopefully that brings you at least some peace of mind there, Roy, while these storms move their way. Did I mention a time for Lawton? Not yet, Tina. Not yet. I'm working on it. We do have, so the main line, it's moving northeast at about 45 miles per hour. So let me try and get that line out that far. I know now that folks are starting to get up here 4, 5 o'clock. Obviously, it's a Monday. We're going to be getting, well, I'll be knocked out. All right, there you go. Get some rest there, Roy. So let's get this line tracked here, outside of Hobart, down around Tipton, down around Vernon. Let's push it northeast. Push it towards 45 miles an hour. So let's get folks Lawton, Apache, Chickasha. So Frederick coming up here at 4:30. Snyder at 4:35. We're going to look at Indiahoma at 4:46. Chattanooga at 4:50. Looks like we're going to get Medicine Park and Lawton at around 5 o'clock. So just around that time frame, although it might be just a little bit later, probably 5:30. 5 and 5:30 is my bet right now. Edgewater Park at 5:20, Elgin 5:23, Apache at 5:25, Central High coming up at 5:30. So Lawton somewhere in the 5 to 5:30 range. Tina, we'll be looking for that. Not a problem. I know getting geared up for the school day there, so I know a lot of folks trying to make their preparations the best they can. Julie, I'm feeling so much better now. I have time to catch a little sleep before Elgin is concerned. So, again, I know you got woken up earlier with that warning that came across your phone. So I know folks sleeping a little uneasy tonight. Had multiple ways. Anytime you hear something, obviously you want to hop up. Remy asking about Tulsa. This is probably going to be closer to the afternoon hours for you, Remy. We're probably looking closer to noon, 1, 2 o'clock. I think probably for you, you're looking at more the afternoon. I hadn't really projected it out that far, Remy, to be completely honest. But I'd be thinking you're looking more lunchtime in the afternoon for anything out there. Rosie is in Cordell in your safe spot. So let's see what we've got as far as, let me take the track off of here. So you got that surge wind coming into town there, Rosie, for Cordell. Again, you've got this area where it's surging away very quickly and then it's not as strong away. So that's what we have there at the moment. Let's see, as far as our debris, not likely seeing anything at the moment. It's kind of muddled in here with the heavy rainfall, so not anything currently, but some pretty strong winds, Rosie, just coming into the south side of town. So I'd still be hunkered down inside and away from the windows. So this leading edge of the wind is going to be just a few miles, just about 5 miles outside of town. So you're probably looking here in the next 5 to 10 minutes. You're going to be seeing those winds picking up here, Rosie. So I'd at least be away from the windows if you can. Possibility of 70-mile-per-hour winds coming up your way, Rosie, here in the next handful of minutes. So there is no active circulation that I'm seeing at the moment, but you do have these little areas that kind of concern you around Rocky and Dill City and Cordell, but not seeing anything that really bears immediate concern. So Denise watching from Cache, and we just put the track out here not too long ago for the line. So I'll come up to here, back down, and then out here. Put that at 45. Just real quick, see if I can find Cache in here. So Cache is coming up around 450, probably closer to 5 o'clock, 5:15 with that line. Okay, so there's the latest scan. Again, all this straight line wind coming into Tipton, Vernon, through Altus. Take our track off of here. So you're seeing that surge of wind right up in here in the Cordell area. So that's your strongest part of the storm there at the moment. Still behind the line, everything's gusting 35 to 40. So now you're seeing that southwest wind. So the leading edge has come through Hobart. So that's good news there. Still want to be hunkered down, just with that being heavy rain, some lightning. Not really seeing any circulation there of concern at the moment. Now that that's moved through, you're seeing that southwest wind, so that has cleared you. But Cordell has that area that could, and you have that strong winds away, not as strong away. Your circulation is right in here. So still bears watching for Cordell up into Ouachita County. So that would be, although not seeing anything that depicts the debris there right now, that would be my area of concern heading into Cordell. So Cordell is that next spot that needs to be watching out for storms. So there's quite a few folks still here watching us this morning. Not a problem, Denise. Again, there is your kind of your wide view here. So from up around Cordell, east of Hobart, approaching Snyder, down through Tipton, Vernon. That's where you're seeing more of the straight line winds. Haven't seen too many of the wiggles down here in North Texas, but those all bear watching as well. Quite a bit of lightning, quite a bit of heavy rainfall coming through there. All of this is severe. The whole line is severe, all the way down into central Texas. It's all severe. So again, you're at least getting 60-mile-per-hour winds, maybe some smaller hail. Another thing I hadn't really watched. Looks like the hail has kind of come down a little bit. Yeah, you're not really seeing any blips in here at the moment. If anything, there's maybe some smaller hail trying to come out of Wilbarger County towards Tipton. But that would be some smaller hail, not anything too concerning up there. So there we go. Still looking at that area. Cordell is my next concern right now. Not seeing anything at the moment. Again, kind of muddled here along the line. Trisha, did you mention Wichita Falls already? I can't sleep. Well, that seems to be. So I'll get you in a second. And then Ronnie, I had a tornado warning confirmed for my location. So Ronnie, I'm not able to hop off here and find your profile. If you could type in there where you're from, I'd appreciate that, just so I can try and give you a little more information. But Patricia, let me get you a look at where Wichita Falls stands right now. Again, your line is way down here, and we still have a little ways to go for that line. So from near Vernon down through Seymour and down around Guthrie or Throckmorton and push it northeast at 45. So let's see. Wichita Falls, we're looking somewhere around 530, 540. So Ronnie, there was no tornado for Altus. There was a confirmed tornado, at least radar confirmed, around Duke, around the I believe it was a gypsum plant or a sheetboard plant that's out there, just north of that. And then there were a few more tornado reports outside of Mangum and Granite. So those warnings never included the Altus area, Ronnie. Anything more in Cordell. So we're still looking. Let me get this cleared off here. See if there's anything happening here in Cordell. Those winds should be moving through right now. So yeah, the winds are really picking up. Winds are really strong. Again, this is far away from the radar. Possibility of 75, 80 mile per hour winds. The radar is suggesting 95 to 96 mile per hour winds. So again, every bit of 75, maybe 80 mile per hour winds coming through Cordell. So Doug, there is no tornado warning for Altus. There is no tornado warning for Altus. Just a severe thunderstorm warning. The main line has surged through Altus, so we're not going to see anything else there. So we are good for Altus. Just some heavy rain. Again, I think he said he had a warning for his location. But again, that was mainly west and northwest of Altus. So there's not anything at this time, Doug. All of that has since moved on. Good news, that tornado warning has been trimmed back for the Washita County area. So still radar indicated. So it's located near Bessie, moving northeast at 55. So that whole storm up there. So I'd still be hunkered down there for a time, Rosie, as that wind rushes its way through. So right now, there's not a confirmed tornado at all at this time. We've seen about 5 tornadoes just in the last hour and a half that have popped up for Harmon, Greer, and western Jackson counties. Those have all since faded away. There is that strong wind heading right into Cordell. Again, all kind of muddled in here. with that heavy rainfall. Still very strong winds coming through Cordell. Bessie is still gusting to 34 at the moment. All right. So this is the only active tornado warning, but it is outside of an area I usually cover or didn't really have many people watch from Washita County when I was working for the local station here. But again, we do have somebody that is at least obviously watching us now from that area. So Rosie, we want to make sure you're covered here as that comes through. They still have that leading edge of the line coming through town, some pretty strong winds. So hopefully you're hunkering down. Mackenzie, hey, try. So what time will it hit Chatty? So we've been kind of having people dipping in and out, asking about the main line. So good news is, if there is some good news, it's all severe. It's all severe. So all of this is heavy rain, winds gusting to around 60 miles an hour. So it is moving, whole line is moving northeast at around 45. So let me get another track on here from outside of Hobart, Tipton, down around Seymour, and push it northeast. Let's see if we can find Chatty in this line here, Mackenzie. Probably already rushed past it here. There it is. So around 5 o'clock. Around 5 o'clock. We'll probably have another half hour, maybe 45 minutes before that gets into town, Mackenzie. So got a little bit of time. But it will get noisy here shortly. I know there's a lot of folks, a lot of teachers getting up here in the next half hour to an hour, getting ready for the school day. Obviously, a lot of kids getting ready for the school day. Again, this is going to be about Geronimo. So Barbara, let's see what we've got here for Geronimo. Looking like 5:20, 5:30. Walter's around 5:30. Lawton around 5:30. Medicine Park. Not a problem, my friend. Hopefully everything is well with you guys. Just trying to keep a watch on things early in the morning, make sure everybody's okay. Again, already been tracking 5 confirmed tornadoes here this morning over into Jackson, Harmon, and Greer counties. So obviously we want to make sure everybody is okay and give folks a place to keep a watch on this throughout the morning. So Barbara, hopefully 5:30, hopefully that does it for you. I know you're already up, so you're not getting back to sleep at this point. But yeah, that is still heading down the line. Let us go back to the velocity here and see if there's any wiggles, concerns here at the moment. All of this is 50, maybe 60-mile-an-hour winds throughout the extent of the line. We still have Cordell, we still have that area of circulation up here. Right, coming right through town, right in there. Still not seeing anything specific to town, but again, that's if there is an area of concern, that would be it, right up there in central Washita County. Still some pretty heavy rainfall down Highway 183, Hobart, about to move into Snyder. Tipton's getting hit pretty hard with some heavy rain and some lightning. Quite the light show, about to move into Frederick. Davidson hit it here in the next little bit. Some spotty showers popping up around Loveland, Indiahoma, Cache, Apache. You're seeing some downpours out around Marlow, Bray, Rush Springs too. None of those are severe. This main line is where we're seeing the severe weather at the moment. Would not be surprised here in the next 10-15 minutes if we see at least the bigger severe thunderstorm warning come out here for uh, Caddo, Comanche, Cotton, down through Wichita counties. Likely see that issued here in the next 10, 15, 20 minutes, just to kind of encompass the entire line here. So that is my expectation at the moment. So good news. Not seeing any active tornadoes. We do still have a tornado warning up here around Washita County. So we've got friends, Cordell, Clinton, just west of Weatherford. I'd give them a ring and let them know about those areas, but haven't seen anything as far as an active circulation going on right now. So that is definitely some good news here. Got the latest scan. Let's see what we've got going on up here. And it looks like if we still have Rosie on here, it looks like that's starting to make its way out of town. Again, not seeing anything tight as far as any debris or anything like that, but that's kind of that area still in the tornado warning that needs to be watched, that northern edge of the storm. It's not nearly as wrapped up as it was too long ago. They're trimming back the severe warning. It's about to come into Snyder and Frederick here. Again, heavy rainfall in Tipton, Roosevelt. Lightening up a little bit in Hobart and Altus already. Davidson, Frederick, you're about to get hit here soon. Snyder Mountain Park as well. Godebo, Mountain View, up towards Corn Bible, Weatherford. That's where you're seeing the rain starting to pick up here. Line still about 33 miles to the west of Lawton. We still have some time before that works its way through. Again, at least for the immediate area that I'm covering, there is not a tornado warning. The tornado warning here for Washita County, there are some areas of concern, but not seeing anything that is producing a tornado here. Cordell would be that area. Again, just keep hopping back here just in case. Again, that surge right around Bessie and outside of Cordell is that area. So all that is straight line winds, embedded circulation heading up now towards Clinton and Weatherford. So those are the areas I'd be watching out for. So Rosie, it looks like if that circulation is there, it's going to be just outside of town. It's going to be about a mile or two outside of town. So it looks like it's 2 or 3 miles northeast of town. So it's leaving town now, Rosie. I'm sure the winds picked up. If you can kind of give me a status report on how it was when it came through there. Again, nothing really tightened up too much, but again, there was definitely some rotation that came right over town. Didn't see anything from debris, but and all this is muddled with the heavy rain and wind that's coming through here. Not anything from debris. But there's that leading edge. So it is leaving town, Rosie. That's at least some good news for you. About to pick up here in Snyder and Frederick. But everything else, again, is okay. Looks like that tornado warning has expired. Lots of wind and rain on the west side, no debris. So, yep, did have that circulation pass through right over town there, Rosie, but thankfully nothing really caused any damage here. So, again, all this line right now is severe. So all this line is severe. So all of it is moving towards the east at around, generally east at around 30 to 35. The line is skirting northeast at 45. So still looking at about 5:30, probably closer to 5:30 here before it gets to the I-44 corridor. So again, straight line winds, 60-mile-per-hour winds. Not really looking at any hail. Some locally heavy rainfall, and this is at least moving through at enough of a clip that we shouldn't see too much in the way of flash flooding. So we'll I will leave this up and going for right now. I at least grab some coffee here in the moment and kind of wake myself up. I'm already up for the day, so might as well. But there is no immediate threat that I'm seeing along the line. But I want to leave this up as a resource for folks to hop in on and check in on and see if there's anything concerning here. Again, all of this straight line winds. Strongest winds are going to be here, Washita County, heading into northern Caddo County, around Carnegie and points north. So again, if you've got folks out there in the western metro, Weatherford, that's kind of heading in that direction there. But as far as the bulk of southwest Oklahoma, some pockets of lightning around Tipton. But otherwise, this is 60-mile-an-hour winds and heavy rainfall working its way through the bulk of the region. So I'll kind of back this out a little bit more. I'll center this for the moment, and I will leave this running. So I will keep the radar up so you can continue to keep a watch how things are progressing across the region. I wouldn't be surprised to see another severe thunderstorm warning issued for Comanche, Wichita, Cotton, Caddo counties with this next one. They may even push it as far into Stevens County, but it may be just taking it in chunks, in columns of counties. But nothing of concern as far as an immediate circulation or anything like that. But I will leave this running so that I can keep a watch on it. So I'm going to go grab some coffee real quick, and we will keep you updated as we go through the next hour or so. All right. So we got the new warning out, as I expected. So we do have that new severe thunderstorm warning. So this is a step down from the considerable tag that they had on the line as it went through Jackson and Greer and Kiowa counties. So still looking at possibility of quarter-size hail, 60-mile-per-hour winds. So this is going to be for Washita, Comanche, Caddo, Cotton, Custer, Kiowa, Blaine, Tillman, and Canadian counties. So going that whole column of counties west of Oklahoma City. So this is 60 and quarter-size hail. Considering what the threats were out towards the west, that's definitely, we'll take that. No severe weather is obviously any good thing, but if we're going to have severe weather, let's at least have it be the baseline severe storm. So you can also see their warning for the southern tail here as well, down into North Texas. That also going to be going until about 49 minutes. So that's going until 5:30. So there's the line there. All right. There is the latest information on this. Again, let's see how fast this was moving. So northeast at 35 miles an hour. So let's stop it. Let's take it out into Stevens and Grady County. 35, so it's slowing down just a little bit. So let's put on the brakes. So Chatty still at about 5:10. Indiahoma 5:10. Faxon 5:15, as well as Granfield. Cache, Bulldog Country here at 5:20. Duval at 5:25. Geronimo at 5:35, along with Lawton Mears, Randolette. Burke Burnett at 5:37, Walters 5:37, Temple 5:51, Elgin shy of 6, Apache at 6, Fletcher and Sterling shy of or just after 6 a.m. We're getting into Central High at 6, Empire at 6, Duncan at 6, Fort Cobb 6:15. That doesn't sound right for Fort Cobb. No, that's not for that Fort Cobb. Duncan 6:20. So that's what we're looking for here. Quite a few folks. Updating my screen there. There we go. So again, seeing some clusters of some heavier rainfall. Cache, Refuge, Medicine Park. Not anything severe with that. at the moment. Main line is coming through Snyder Mountain Park. The heaviest rain is right now over Snyder as we speak. So take that for what you will. There's a lot of lightning with that one coming through Snyder. That'll be coming through the refuge with that lightning as well. There's a bit more lightning up around Cordell, where we had that area of circulation that went through that cluster of circulations. That was where we had the strongest storms working their way through there. Again, if you're just hopping on here, started around 3 o'clock in the morning, had 5 confirmed tornadoes out around Harmon, Jackson, Greer counties in extreme northwestern Kiowa County as well. Outside of Gould, north of Duke, east of Mangum, west of Granite, and then right along Highway 6 between the Greer and Kiowa County line. There were a couple of more that popped up there. So every bit of 5 or 6 confirmed by radar tornadoes. So luckily we are not seeing that at the moment. You can see the back edge of the severe thunderstorm warning. Hobart, Altus, that has been allowed to clear. As far as any winds that I'm seeing, wind gusts, strongest winds right now are up around Bessie. So that's up around Cordell. That's about 40-mile-per-hour winds. Anything else popping up here at the moment? Not seeing any real reports of anything. Not seeing anything there. But again, if you're just joining us, the Lawton, Duval, Chatty, Geronimo, Granfield, Cache, Carnegie, Anadarko, technically, all under a severe thunderstorm warning going until 5:30. So another 45 minutes left to go. Kind of keep hopping in on here, just seeing if there's any wiggles in the line. Again, really more of the concern is up here, Washita County heading up into the metro. If there's any area of concern, a little bit stronger winds with that complex up there towards the north. Little embedded circulations along the surge of the Boeing segment up there. So Weatherford is the next in line if you've got students up there at SWASU. So it'll get kind of noisy here in the next handful of minutes up there, just for some peace of mind. Again, that's just a severe thunderstorm warning, but that is the strongest part of the storm. What we've been covering out of Harmon, Jackson, Greer, Kiowa counties for much of the morning. The rest of the area here, we just continue to keep a watch for anything. So seeing some lightning starting to pick up here around Hollister a little bit. Seeing if there's anything coming out of there. Not anything at the moment. Again, straight line winds all through there. So we're starting to see the line entering western Comanche County now. Let's hop over here. Yeah, Justin, that stuff is well past, and I was on that at the time. Again, that was well. Didn't write down the time, but yeah, there was some circulation outside of the tornado that was outside of Mangum, just east of town. So I saw circulations for Gould, Duke, Mangum, and Granite. So again, no active tornado warnings at the moment. Nothing on the ground. Nothing posing an immediate threat at the moment. Again, still looking at this line of 60 and quarters working its way through. Let's see where we have any of these pockets of hail. And looks like Snyder has some of that hail coming through. Where else could we see that hail go? Looks like we're going to see that go more towards the refuge. Maybe Indiahoma picks up a little bit of that hail, but it looks like it's going to stay just to the north. Back on here. Put this on a loop for anybody joining us here. So you can see it's now in western Comanche County. Could it bow out and do straight line winds? I mean, it's possible. It's possible. Like this area down around south here, it might be surging a little bit, maybe a little bit right in here in western Tillman County. So I guess it's possible. Again, we still need to be watching out here. The whole area is under a tornado watch until 8 o'clock in the morning. So anything is possible here. So we need to watch everything for potential surges, wiggles, kinks in the line, that kind of stuff. Most of this line so far had been seeing the gust front out ahead of it. But it looks like a lot of the storms are now developing right along it. So right along that leading edge. So that would be where we would need to watch. So again, everything is possible here. And again, go back to the velocity, and you can see right now that's mainly just a surge of straight line winds right here coming through Hollister and heading towards Chattanooga, right there. Yep, Chattanooga. So Chattanooga here. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 miles outside of town. So that wind is surging at a brand new tornado warning. I'm not seeing any new tornado warning at the moment. But again, if we're seeing anything, it's this surging area right here. But again, not posing anything more than a straight line wind threat right now, and being that close to the radar. Again, all of this is heading straight away. All of that is heading straight away. There's no winds moving in opposite directions right now in those areas. So we need to watch out. Yes, obviously we still need to watch out for straight line winds. So we need to keep a watch on that. And there's the latest scan. And still mainly straight line winds here coming through. Just going to get a quick run on everything and get its. So the whole line is moving east at about 25 miles an hour. Oh, let me take that off. The velocity. Even down in Texas, I'm not seeing too much here at the moment either. Maybe right here in, if there's any area where it might be, would be there, but let's see if it even matches up. Nope. So you got the dry air and then storms. So that is not matching up there. So I'm not seeing anything like that at the moment. So the whole line is moving east at 25. Let's put another track on here for folks. And put it out here towards Duncan. East at 25. So it is picking up. Picking up a little bit here. So Chatty still 515. Indiahoma at 515. Faxon 522. Cash 526. Loveland 527. Grandfield 541. Lawton and Artillery Village coming up around 550. Mears 550. Deval 551. Walters closer to 6. Hewlin at 610. Burke 610. Elgin 615. Temple 615. Apache 622. Sterling around 627. Yeah, Dennis, I'm trying to work on the font on this map. I'm trying my best. It doesn't allow me to crank this up anymore. Let me see if I can adjust the text just a little bit here, but and anything at the moment for text. It's something I'll investigate here a little bit later. But there is the line of storms working its way in. Indiahoma seeing some heavy rain coming through. Again, just checking back on here. Still straight line winds. Still just straight line winds coming through. Again, this whole line is warned for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Maybe some small hail heading through the refuge. That's about all we're seeing here at the moment. I have my next alarm go off here, so make sure I'm already awake, so don't need that alarm. But again, I appreciate the 45 or so of you hopping on here. Again, I've been on here since about 3 o'clock this morning with about 5 tornadoes out towards the west. We are not seeing that here, thankfully. Again, we are still under a tornado watch until 8, 9 o'clock in the morning. 10 a.m. Sorry. We'll likely see our section ended early as the initial line makes its way through. But yes, still have that going until 10 o'clock. You can see some showers starting to pick up here in the Lawton area. Again, picking up heavily in Indiahoma. About to move into Cache. So again, need to watch these little wiggles just in case. But I'm not seeing anything that indicates that right now. Definitely some good news. Still, if we can just get this line through here as a baseline severe storm, that would be great. Again, I know a lot of folks are getting up here, getting ready for the day. And 65, 14-mile-an-hour winds. Not much going on at the airport. There we go. There's your heavy rain coming through Indiahoma. About to move into Cache here in the next few minutes. Faxon, there's some heavier rain between you and Geronimo. And then down here around Hollister and Frederick, you're still seeing that line race its way through as well. So again, there's your whole line from Carnegie to Indiahoma, all the way down through Electra, Texas, and into Seymour, Texas. Some rain starting to pick up here, heading into Waurika, Velma, Bray, but none of that is severe. Put this back in, let it go. So the heaviest part of this storm right now is coming through Indiahoma. So right around Indiahoma Cache, it's going to pick up here in the next handful of minutes. You can see here, it's right over Indiahoma. Here's your heaviest rainfall right there. It's going to be coming into Cache very soon. About 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 miles outside of Cache. That is the heaviest part of this storm. Heavy rainfall, some lightning with this, maybe some stronger, gustier winds. But overall, not seeing any wiggles or areas of circulation at the moment. Again, some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall, some lightning, obviously, with a severe storm, but not seeing anything other than that. Again, nowhere close to what this line was looking like as it was going through Harmon, Jackson, Kiowa, and Greer counties. And there is that line. Again, we'll keep a watch on these kind of areas right here. These little areas of circulation kind of surging out from the line. We'll need to watch out for those. So Indiahoma, just heading into the refuge now. So that is our new little area of surge here. And not seeing anything as far as rotation yet, but that little area is bulging out just a little bit. And there is the whole line here. See, everything is just a severe thunderstorm warning. It does include Apache, Anadarko, Lawton, Cache, Duval, Granfield, all the way down through Burke Burnett, Electra, Texas. Again, it's just keeping a watch on these little surges in the line, like this, right in here, like I'm mentioning. There's nothing warned for it yet. I'm not seeing anything as far as any tightening circulation at the moment. Again, I'd be wanting to see and we do have a new warning. So I bet they're going to put it out for, where is that tornado warning? So that is for Blaine, Custer, and Dewey counties. So that is going to be outside of my area. So that is up here. So that circulation I was talking about out of Kiowa County going towards SWOSU, that's the new tornado warning that's up there. So again, that is not a concern for us here locally. Again, Dewey, Custer, Blaine County, well to the north here, folks. Well to the north. Let's go back to something that looks a little more familiar. Okay, so looks like that surge is not nearly as pronounced as it was. We're going to see some heavier rain picking up here in the Lawton area within the next few minutes. That is not a severe storm. That is just a heavier downpour coming through town here shortly. But the main line is on the doorstep of Cache. You can see here, about to come into town. That goes right through there. So coming over the live fire range, the West Range for Fort Sill, out into the refuge. About the time everybody starts waking up here, so I got to make sure everybody's good and checked on here in the bowling alley house here. Again, no active tornado warnings if you're joining us here. Everything is severe from Carnegie down through Cache and approaching Granfield. and down through Electra, Texas. Just been trying to watch the line to see if there's any bulges, surges, kinks, little dips, curly cues, that kind of stuff. They do try to show up, but nothing has been rotating all that much with this. That is definitely some good news. I'm trying to just peek in here from time to time, just see, not seeing any rotation at the moment. So all of this is heavy rain, some lightning, some straight line winds. Again, don't want to turn your nose up at 60-mile-an-hour winds, but compared to what it has been for folks out west, this pales in comparison to everything out there. So if you're hopping in on here, we've been tracking tornadoes out towards the west. Heavy rain trying to come back into Lawton here. Some showers down around Faxon and Geronimo. Justin, I am not sure. I'd have to go back and look on that one. But again, usually you're not going to see it too cold. 50s and 60s is about the baseline of what you're going to see from that. Again, heavier rainfall coming into Lawton. Just a quick downpour coming into town here. Cache, about to see the rain picking up here in a moment. And wouldn't be surprised to see a new severe issued for the rest of Cotton, Stevens. Yep. Samantha says strong winds and heavy rain started here in Indiahoma. Yep. Sounds about right. Should be seeing our folks, friends in Bulldog Country mentioning the same. That's what we're looking for there. Okay. So right down in here. So I have to watch for this little curly cue down here. See if that matches up with anything. So that's a little area we'll have to watch for here. See what we can find. So we'll watch out for this area down here, down around Electra, Texas as well. See what comes of that. Maybe it just folds in to the parent circulation, or the parent line, or if it hangs on and creates our new area of circulation. So again, yeah, we will definitely have to monitor this area down here. This is western Wichita County in Texas. And that is all going to be heading towards the northeast. So folks in Burke Burnett will be watching out for that one. Heard the rain pick up here at the house not too long ago, so you're probably noticing that here in Lawton as well. That is not a severe storm at the moment. That is just some heavier rainfall. No little wiggles or concerns in southwest Oklahoma yet. Again, a couple hours ago, yes, but at this moment, no. Watching potential area down there in western Wichita County that we'll have to keep an eye on. You just saw the heavier rainfall move through the Lawton area, now coming over Fort Sill. Coming over the bulk of the base right now. That's where we're seeing some of that rainfall for town. Cache, about to see heavy rain and storms picking up here in a moment. Let's play this back and just show you how it's played out here over the last little while. There's that area again. Yeah, definitely watch that one outside of Iowa Park. Approaching right over 287, coming across 240, staying west of Burke Burnett. Be heading in the direction of Duval and Randolette if that holds together. Again, if you're just hopping in, feel free to type in any comments in the comment section. I can see those on my stream here. So if you have anything that you need to contribute, maybe what you're seeing, maybe what your questions are about. Again, this whole line is moving east at about 25 miles per hour. So I'm going to stop this and I'm going to get you the latest track because I know a lot of folks are getting up and maybe wondering if this is going to impact their commute into work. Let's get it over here. It's been roughly moving east the whole line at 25 miles per hour. So still looking at Chattanooga here at 518 in the next few minutes. Lawton and Geronimo coming up at around 550. Same thing with Walters. Medicine Park at 6 o'clock. Mears at 6:06. Hewlin at 6:11. Temple 6:17. Elgin 6:25. Lake Ellsworth 6:30. Central High 6:30. Ellsworth at 6:30 doesn't make any sense. Never mind. Fletcher at 6:30. That is not making much sense there. But, 6:15, 6:30 would be about right then. So again, Lawton coming up here about 5:55 for the main line. Again, we keep trying to hop in here and see if there's any little wiggles along the line. And nothing. Occasionally there's a little concerning little surge or wiggle, but nothing has really been able to establish itself lately. This one around Burke Burnett, Iowa Park, Electra would be one to watch, but not seeing anything here at the moment. More showers about to come through Lawton. Cash is seeing the heavy rainfall. Chatty is seeing the heavy rainfall. Granfield about to see the heavy rainfall as well. So what are the anticipated winds for Lawton? Again, most of these storms have been averaging 40 to 45 miles per hour with them. Again, with the severe storm, possibility of 60, but most of these have been running around 40 to 45 miles per hour right now, Janice. So that's something we'll be watching out for. What are we expecting for west of Comanche, Oklahoma, Waurika Lake area? Still looking at the same thing. And again, that line is still about well to your east. So let me try and mark this out. And it's not doing the way I want. Okay, let's try this again. And now put it out towards the east. So Comanche. So Waurika is going to be closer to 6:50, 7 o'clock, Tina. So that's what we're looking at there. So 6:45, 6:50. It's Lawton going to be okay. So right now we are seeing some heavy rains coming through Cache, Chattanooga right now. Again, not seeing anything concerning as far as any surges or wiggles or anything like that. Looks like right now we'll see some gusty winds, Faith, come through on the order of 40, maybe 50 miles per hour. The storm is warned for about 60 miles per hour, so it's all possible. But right now, that is the main concern. Again, obviously, anything can change, but we want to keep our eyes on it as it goes through. Heaviest rain is now coming across the Red River into Grandfield, and still seeing some showers over the Lawton area. Seeing some more developing out towards Duncan and Waurika. And Debbie asking about Norman. Got some downpours coming through there. But again, that's still, it's moving east at 25. You've got about another 2 hours, Debbie, before it comes out there. So again, moving east at about 25 is the general pace of the line. So say probably here shortly after 7 o'clock for Norman. Let's see here. Again, new track for the folks joining us here. All of this is moving east at 25 miles per hour. So Lawton's going to be coming up here soon, about 5:37, maybe a little bit sooner with these little clusters out ahead of it. So that's what we're seeing at the moment. So around 5:30. So here shortly, be seeing some more. Kim says it's here in Cache. It's coming down pretty hard in Cache right now. All right, let's see our little. How does it look for Enid? Goodness, got folks everywhere this morning. So Enid. So Herman, that line is kind of heading up in your direction, but the atmosphere is going to be a little less conducive for your area for this kind of stuff. But that storm is heading in your general direction after maybe 2 more hours. But again, I expect the environment to be a little more likely to squash it up there. So I wouldn't be too concerned, but give it another couple of hours and it will head up in your direction. I didn't know you were covering this. I've been on here since about 3 o'clock this morning, so it's been an early start. A lot of coffee, and already seen 5 confirmed tornadoes out towards the west this morning. So this is cake here, making sure folks have an opportunity to stay on top of things. So. Elodie Cruz, lightning and winds picking up in Pecan Valley, far west Lawton near Goodyear. I believe that. There's a little bit of lightning. Yep, starting to pick up out there. Right now, it appears to be some heavy rain and some gusty winds. Maybe some brief pockets of some stronger winds. That is about it at the moment. And Michael's asking about Walters. Again, that line. That is, Walters is coming up here in about 25 minutes. Michael? Yep, there's some heavy rain around. It's all coming in. Cash is seeing it. Chatty's seeing it. It is all heading this way. Kim, we in the clear once this passes through Cash. Yes. Yes. Once this leading edge gets through, yes. This is the line. This is the line coming through. So once the leading edge is through, you're in the clear. So again, you're just dealing with some heavy rain. That leading edge is now a few miles to the east of town. I'm going to say you're good. Still need to watch out ahead of this, though. Apache, Lawton, Elgin, Walters, Burke Burnett. Those are the areas that need to be watching out ahead of this line. Keep hopping in here from time to time. The winds try to pick up a little bit here. Well, looks like 40, 45 mile per hour. Can this storm have any impact on Lawton? It's going to come through town, Faith. It's going to have some heavy rain. It's going to have some gusts. 40, 45. Warned for 60. But again, looks like strongest of the winds should be, it's a little bulge right here. It's suggesting 60 coming through Fort Sill, but I haven't seen anything. It's picking up a little bit there. Let's see what is over Fort Sill right now. We're seeing the winds picking up, obviously. So the winds are picking up. We're seeing some winds heading away from that. So the winds definitely are picking up here in town. The winds are picking up over Fort Sill at the moment. So will this line beat the front or will they collide? So this is kind of out ahead of the front. So the cold front is going to eventually sweep through later on this morning. And that's going to bring temperatures down quite a bit. So this is like its own line. So not really seeing some stronger winds, and there are some little wiggles along the line. So we're obviously watching that. We put out a new severe thunderstorm warning for Caddo and Grady counties, which means they'll come out for a new warning here for eastern Comanche, Cotton, Grady, Stevens, and Jefferson County here soon. Faith says Lawton hasn't even canceled school or anything. Well, again, I know the buses will be coming out here soon. Obviously, if you can take your student to school, that would be a little bit better. I know some folks don't have that ability, but definitely need to be aware and cautious. If you can wait with your student at the bus stop, that'd probably be best. For this morning, there's not any sort of delay, and they will not usually do that sort of thing. It's either all or nothing, closed or not, for that. Any more storms later today in Lawton? No. Looks like once this line goes through, Jeremy, that's it. Still looking along this line. Some gustier winds picking up. Fort Sill, Lawton, and possibility 50, 55 mile per hour winds coming through town, and still around low end severe criteria. And you see these little wiggles, these little bulges along the line. That's obviously what we're looking for, or any concerns, but I'm not seeing anything else the moment that is concerning. Again, just the winds surging out from time to time is what we're seeing here. Hearing the rain picking up here at the house. Danielle. Hey, Danny. Here north of Lawton outside of Apache. ETA on when that may pass through. All right, Danny, good to see you again. Let's see what we've got here for Apache. And Apache is coming through here soon. Get it down through Medicine Park. Let's put it out to the east. 25, there's the new warning. We'll get details on that here in a second. Let's get Danny squared away with Apache. That's at 5:41. So here in the next 10 minutes, that'll be on your doorstep, and then give it another half hour, and it should be past you, Danny. So that's what we're looking for that line. Top off of here. Let's get that off. New warning. So now it is just warned for 60-mile-an-hour winds and penny-sized hail. So this includes Comanche, Jefferson, Grady, Cotton, Stevens, and Tillman. Obi, good to hear your voice covering our weather again. I'm trying my best. Trying my best. Danny, thank you very much. I used to work on the Oklahoma Live TV together, so I appreciate everything you did to help me in that time as well. Let's see what we've got. Messages this morning, so I'm gonna get my coffee break here. Are you good? No. We're up with a fresh cup of coffee here, folks. So nope. Let's get off of here. So that new warning is for, it's moving northeast at 55. It goes until 6:15. So let me update the banner down here. Let me edit this real quick, just so everybody else hopping on here has more information as they hop in. That goes until 6:15. And there's the one for the southern edge. And that's penny size hail. All right, there's the latest information across the bottom of the screen. All right. And heavy rain coming down in Lawton now. Let's check again. See these little surges of wind coming out of Fort Sill, heading up towards Elgin, Lake Ellsworth, Fletcher. It says it's Stella. Thanks, Austin, for covering the weather for Southwest Oklahoma. Thank you. Again, tell your husband hi for me. He used to work at the Armed Services Y for a time. So give him my best. Thank you, Stella. Appreciate it as always. A lot of heavy rainfall coming down through town now. Go back in here. Let's see. So you can really hear it coming down here. I can hear it. We're off of Sheridan here. So, yeah, you can definitely see that coming down. It's about to come into the airport, Fort Sill, West Range. Bulk of the base is picking up the heavy rainfall now. Got a lot of folks obviously been up there dealing with that heavy rainfall as we speak. Let's just check in on the winds. Again, looks like 50 to 60 with the winds coming through. Back out a little bit. And anybody else joining us from North Texas? I know I got some followers down there in Wichita Falls. We're still seeing that coming through. Again, all of this, just severe thunderstorm warnings. Again, if you've joined us at all, yeah, wind is howling. Wind is howling at the moment. So, Mary, yep, you can definitely hear the wind howling. Yes, it is coming through quite strong. So again, 50, 60 mile per hour winds coming through here. And we continue to try and watch for just little wiggles, just double checking to see if there's anything taking place on any of the. Good morning, Carrie. Watching us down from around the Waurika Lake area. Any tornadoes spotted? Casey, I am not seeing any tornadoes here. Again, I've been on since about 3 o'clock this morning, and there were some confirmed by radar tornadoes around Gould, Duke, Mangum, Granite, and up in the far northwestern Kiowa County. So that's Jackson, Greer, Harmon, and Kiowa counties. Those sort of storms have moved well up past Weatherford now. So not seeing anything other than straight line winds at the moment. Again, looking to see. So Carrie's wanting to know about Waurika Lake. See what we've got. Again, the whole line is moving northeast at 55. And it's really coming down hard here. Northeast at 55. Well, that's not going to put anybody in there. Let's try this again. The whole line was moving east at about 30 to 35. That would be a lot easier to show. Let's see here. So Waurika is coming up here closer to 641. Let's see here. Back to my velocity. Not seeing, we see any wiggles. It might be down here around Cookie Town. Need to watch that area for sure, but not seeing anything other than that. Jay, any tornadoes for Lawton? Not at the moment. Just very, very strong winds. Very gusty winds. Wind-driven rain, 50 to 60 mile per hour winds. Let's see. Gina Gale, it's Geronimo safe. We're about to see some strong winds and some heavy rain head your way here in the next few minutes, Gina. Not seeing anything as far as any tornadic circulation. But again, this leading edge is where we're watching for. And once the leading edge passes by, the threat drops off substantially. So we're heading in the right direction. Just keep going down this line and keep looking for anything that may be of concern. And you just do see these little bulges. It's not a straight line through here, but I'm not seeing anything that's really concerning as far as the leading edge at the moment. Again, heavy rainfall coming through the Lawton area. Gina, you're so welcome. I am trying my best. Again, we've been up for about 2.5 hours running this. Have been running this for 2.5 hours, ever since 3 o'clock this morning. So I want to make sure everybody's safe here. Obviously, I want to be a resource that folks look out for on stuff like this. So we've seen the rain come down just a little bit. Brittany's saying the wind's definitely picking up in Duncan. Yeah, the wind's been picking up a little bit. I'm still not seeing any rain out there yet, Brittany. You've still got another hour or so before that gets over in your neck of the woods. Right now it's Lawton, Geronimo, Elgin, Fletcher, Apache, Cookietown that are all picking up the heavy rainfall here. So that's where we continue to see that. Ryan Lachey Anderson watching from Walters, Blue Devil Country. Any rotation or just high winds for us? Okay. Well, right now, I just keep going down the line here and just seeing if there's any wiggles. Again, there's some little blips. Keep looking down there around Burke Burnett. But again, that's meeting up between the dry air and the rain. So not really seeing anything there at the moment. We'll need to watch that one. But and all of this is just some gusty winds. Tatum, I've been watching you since you came on. You've been with me for the last 2.5 hours. So, one of my wife's teammates here. I appreciate the support. Yeah, staying up with me, burning the midnight oil here. Grizz, you're welcome. Appreciate you and everything you've meant for me as well. Appreciate the support. Quite a few folks on here this morning. Obviously, everybody's getting ready for work. Everybody wants to know what's going on. Right now, it's just been some heavy rainfall. See if there's any small hail. Not really. Long night. Yeah. Yeah. That's why we hit the bed at 9 o'clock to make sure we could be up for this. So it will be a long day today as well. Not really seeing anything as far as hail goes, but again, a lot of clusters of heavy rainfall, some lightning. Keep trying to hop onto the velocity here to see if there's any areas of circulation. Again, all of this has been generic 50, 45, 50 mile per hour winds. Again, I keep trying to take a look at my window. It's right over the monitors here. See if I can see anything different. Just other than walls of water. That's really about all it is. Hey, good news, folks. Once this passes through, your threat is pretty much over. Okay. We're going to see some breezy winds throughout the day, some quick clearing, and we're going to be quiet for the rest of the week. It'll just be the chilly air comes through. We'll see some highs in the 50s, 60s coming up here for the highs in the 50s coming up here for the next couple of days. But right now, again, this immediate line, I'm not really seeing any sort of concerning wiggles at the moment. Here's that rain. Could see some ponding on the roads here in the Lawton area. Start to see, again, Dolly, I will touch base on Enid here in a little bit. I know we had that circulation up around Weatherford that was heading in that direction, but the environment shouldn't really be conducive for too much more severe up there. And Aaron, what does Northeast Lawton look like? I assume we're looking Rogers, Flower Mound area. Yep, you're starting to see it come down. Should be seeing it, Aaron, coming down here in the next few minutes. All of this is just heavy rainfall and gusty winds. Some pockets here. Radar suggesting 45, 50 miles per hour. So again, heavy rain. You're going to definitely hear it. It's going to be coming down in sheets. So again, that's what we're looking for here. Just heavy rainfall. I'm not really seeing any wiggles that concern us. Back out here for Dolly in Enid. There's that tornado warning, the only one in the state for like Blaine County up here, Custer County. That's the same one that brought all the tornadoes to Harmon, Jackson, Greer, and Kiowa counties. So that one has been the persistent one. It's heading into the direction of Enid, but I would expect it to. I All right. So we are still looking heavy rainfall, gusty winds. Not really seeing anything as far as a tornadic signature or anything like that. And all of this gusty winds. So gusty winds, 50, not anything really stronger than that. The Fort Sill gusting to 30 miles per hour. We haven't seen that west wind yet, so we still have it coming through. The airport hasn't seen that yet. Fort Sill's gusting to 30. They're kind of up a little bit up on that hill over Rogers. And once the leading edge of the line passes through, you are going to be fine. Apache, you're good. Still seeing some heavy rainfall. Medicine Park, you're good. Cache, you're good. Chattanooga, you're good. Granfield, you're good. Obviously, if you're out towards the west, out to Snyder, Hobart, you're done for the day. Duncan, you're starting to see some heavier downpours popping up around Hastings, Waurika Lake, Byers. Kylie says the winds by Sterling are insane. It does sound that way. Sterling, where are you at here? Still looking at 40 to 50 mile per hour winds. Sarah, is it safe to drive from Lawton to Altus? If you were leaving right now, and obviously you'd have some pretty heavy rainfall between here and Cache, but if you give it another 10 or 15 minutes to lighten up here a little bit, I think you'll be just fine. You'll probably deal with some rain all the way through about Pecan Valley, and then you'll be done. So be a little breezy. If I can get my mouse on the right computer screen, I can see how strong the winds. Yep, not really seeing anything terribly strong out there. So, Sarah, I think you should be fine. Give it another 10 minutes or so for the rain to die down a little bit. I think you should be good. And hopping back to velocity from time to time here, just making sure there's not any more wiggles. Yes, we still have some pretty strong 40 to 50 mile per hour winds out ahead of all this, but not seeing anything damage producing, just a lot of heavy rainfall here. If you're joining us, 114 of you on here at this hour, and been on since about 3 o'clock this morning. Nothing is terribly concerning right now. Still saying Pecan Valley's heavy rain and wind, nothing serious. Yep, that pretty much. Now you're back behind that main line now, Stella, so you can see here. Kind of winding down a little bit for that area. Notice the tornado watch has been dropped for Tillman, Kiowa, Jackson, Greer, Harmon counties. So we expect that. As this initial line goes through, we'll see those lines pulling back here. Steady coming down here. It sounds like a strange sheet of water coming off my roof. Just got some lightning too. Not a lot of lightning with this, but still some heavy rainfall and some gusty winds. Again, most of the gusts I've seen have been 40 to 50 miles per hour. The radar isn't suggesting anything higher at the moment. It just sounds a lot worse than it actually is right now. Tina, definitely appreciate you. So thank you for losing sleep to keep us safe. So, no, I remember you were telling me a time ago where your kid was a little scared of storms. And when I walk through, people make sure they're comfortable, at least comforted in knowing what's going on out there. So I take that very important. You know that. We've talked about that before. So uh, always want to make sure folks are safe and at least feel comfortable when this kind of stuff comes through. Okay, so a little bit of breaking news here, but Stella's saying Cash Schools just announced that school will be starting at normal time. Now, I know there were some schools out there, I want to say it was Comanche yesterday, that put that they were going to have a delayed start. I may be off base on that one. But yeah, so Cash is starting at normal time. I believe Comanche was delayed. That was the only other one I might have seen. Let's see here. So Shayna just woke up in Geronimo. All good here? Well, it's coming down buckets. I mean, it depends on what you call good, but nothing tornadic. Maybe a gust 40 to 50 miles per hour, no hail, just sheets of water. You're actually seeing the heaviest rainfall in the area right now. So uh, if that's good, that's good. But hey, nothing tornadic, nothing like that going on here. So, okay, so Heather says Marlow is delayed. Is that Central Marlow or Marlow? I assume that's just Marlow. I want to make sure I get that clarified. But I would assume that's Outlaw and not Broncos. So, yeah, a couple of delays joining from Whitesboro. Jennifer, I have no idea where Whitesboro is. I like to think that I know my Oklahoma geography. Where is Whitesboro? You're going to have to give me a tornado watch still here. Leslie says, watching in Geronimo, it's coming down good. Yes. Again, if this is what our severe weather is right now, I will definitely take it. Yes. Heather said, just Marla. Yes. Jackie says, Duncan is delayed as well. Gina says, Geronimo is delayed. So we've got Marlow, Duncan, Geronimo, Comanche are all ones that I've heard that have been delayed. So again, please verify that with your school pages and make sure that that is the case. I don't want your kids to my kids are wanting to hop in here. So, yeah, well, resident lot 80 miles or less, no tornado, no baseball is good. Yes, if that's not truth. Yeah. Let me see here. I'm going to hop off here a second. Again, everything is still good. I'll leave this running for a second. I'm going to go check on some things and hop back with you. But right now, this is all just straight line winds. I'll be right back with you in just a few seconds, folks. There we go. All right. Whitesboro near the Red River. Well, Jennifer, I think you've got a couple of hours before that line gets there. It will not look nearly anything like it is now as it comes through there. Let's go back to the velocity again and see. It's all just kind of a muddled mess of some gusty winds, some heavy rainfall. Again, gusts that I've seen have been 40 to 45, and that's Acme and Apache have both been seeing those winds about that time. Looks like nice showers now. Yep, so far that appears to be it, Justin. Some heavy rainfall. Again, some little wiggles from time to time. Some gusts possibly up to around 45 miles per hour. But other than that, not terrible. A couple of lightning strikes from time to time. And Duncan is starting to see some heavy rain. Marlow, Temple, Waurika, Chickasha. Yeah, just looking up towards the northern part of the state. Anything there? And this is the strongest part of the line here. It's now, again, leading edge, Sterling, Pumpkin Center, approaching Hewlin, Walters, down around Big Pasture, Randolette. That's where we're seeing on the leading edge of this line. Let's see, how much rainfall have we picked up here? Quite a bit of rainfall. About a half inch to an inch. Areas out here south of Indiahoma, maybe a little bit more, inch and a half. Not nearly the 3 to 5, obviously, that storm total precip. There we go. That's more 1 to 2. Again, the heavier rainfall was out here around Altus. That was like 2 to 3. Christina asking about hail in Pumpkin Center. Not really looking at it. Heavier rainfall. Your rainfall and some gusty winds. Justin, thank you. Thank you for keeping a watch on things as well. Try to do my best from my home. I want to make sure everybody is safe and looked after. There's that leading edge, Highway 65. Starting to see that heavy rainfall coming through there. Keep looking back on the velocity from time to time. Other than some gusty winds up to around 50, that's really about all we've seen so far. Again, if you were with us around 3:30, it was a much bigger deal. Chris, and what direction is this moving? That would be important, right? All of this is moving towards the east at around, the whole line is moving east at 30 miles per hour. So Kristen, let me put another line on here. And I know you guys are up around the Elgin area, so it's coming down right now and it's moving out. So the leading edge of the line is just past you and it's all moving east. So let me back this out just a little bit so I can get this next track on here. It's there, go east. 30. So Hewlin at 6, the next 6 minutes. Central High 6:18, Empire 6:20, Temple at 6:30, Marlow at 6:30. So yeah, all of this is moving east. So we should be seeing this winding down in the Lawton area here within the next half hour or so. Yep, it is raining in Duncan now per Karen. We see that little downpour right over town. That is nothing severe. Again, this whole line is moving towards the east. So you can see how it's progressed throughout the morning. And again, once the leading edge is moved on, that's it. That's it. Your severe threat diminishes to almost zero. And then we should be seeing some gusty southwest winds today and some clearing skies. So it'll be quite windy today and turning cooler as we go through the afternoon. And you're taking a look at the last hour of how this has moved. Some heavy rain, some gusty winds, strongest I've seen 40, 45, 50. No, not seeing any wiggles at the moment. No wiggles. That's great news. We can just get this through here as straight line gusty winds and sheets of rain. That it will be a win for the day. Obviously, if you're just joining us, we missed, there were 5 confirmed tornadoes out towards the west. So check all of that mess that I stayed awake for all night isn't going to happen. Hey, it happened out towards the west. Folks in Gould, Mangum, Granite, Duke, outside of Rocky, all those folks woke up to some damage this morning. So I'm sorry it didn't happen the way it could have happened where you're at, but as far as I'm concerned, that's great news. But again, folks in Harmon, Jackson, Greer, Kiowa County aren't so lucky this morning. So yeah, we're just seeing the heavy rainfall and the gusty winds. Hey, that's great news for me. I'm never going to root for the storm, but again, waking up and seeing folks out west that have obviously seen a lot worse. So we always try to warn and make sure we paint a broad brush for folks to be prepared. But again, just glad it did not pan out that way for us. But again, folks out west, not nearly as lucky this morning. As it weakened in severity, the line, I feel like it's less red. Yeah, there's some gusty winds in here. Line is suggesting 40 to 45 miles per hour. So, yeah, it's just more gusty winds. I'm not seeing any of the wiggles along the line here. So it definitely has weakened in severity. So great news. New here and rather avoid a tornado and rather wake up alive and not hurt. Now, completely understand. We always want to talk about the risk. We always want people to be prepared. It's hard to get down to individual towns on who's going to see what exactly. But I mean, obviously, we've got to. That's why we come out with tornado watches, with severe thunderstorm warnings. We want to make sure everybody is taken care of as this stuff works its way through. The line is not, it's kind of getting muddled here. And you see these showers out ahead of here. Definitely going to start dampening some of the severe threat out here. I'm not even sure if they're going to extend this with a new severe warning. I don't know. Winds have been gusting to 50, but that's even been out ahead of the storms. So I don't know if there will be a new severe warning for this. I'm debating it, but there might not be. That would be some great news if so. So Lawton, we'll just kind of go down the line here. Fletcher, Cyril, Elgin, Sterling. You're seeing Sterling's about to see the heavy rain pick up again. Marlow, you'll see it pick up here in a little bit. Geronimo's seeing the heavy rain leave town. Hewlin seeing it pick up. You'll be heading towards Pumpkin Center here in a little bit. Pretty much the entirety of 44 is heavy rain right now. Walter's about to see it pick up here in a moment. Hastings, Addington, Waurika, Duncan, basically these showers that are basically trying to shut things down. If anything, the closest thing I see right now is down here on Highway 70. Be right in here. I want to watch this one carefully, just in case. That would be heading towards the Temple area. So again, just monitoring that closely. Let's go back to our radar. So right in here. So southern Cotton County, you want to watch out there just in case. We do have some weak rotation trying to get going down there. And down here around Dean as well. Again, you see these little, just these little squiggles right in here. Nothing's really tightening up at the moment, but this is where I kind of look for those to develop. So right along that leading edge. So still seeing that as a possibility. Lawton, your threat has subsided. Elgin, Geronimo, Randolette, your threat has subsided. Granfield, Faxon, Cache, Iowa Park, Texas, your threat has subsided. But again, this is now for everybody basically along and east of 65. So this area right in here, this area right here, and east is who needs to be on watch right now, for sure. So Pumpkin Center, Hewlin, down through Temple, those areas east are the ones that need to be on watch right now. So again, just gusty winds, heavy rainfall here, majority of Comanche County. Still watching for that threat here. Cotton County, Jefferson County, Stevens County, coming out of Clay County, Texas. Those would be the areas to watch. Those would be the next areas to watch. My nephews are watching this morning. We try. Again, been up for the last 3 hours, making sure everybody's okay. Again, definitely notice the rain has come down quite a bit here in Lawton. So again, once the leading edge is gone, you're fine. So if you are basically in here and towards the west, you're done for the day. So Lawton, Geronimo, Chattanooga, Cache, Granfield, Deval, Park Burnett, you're done. You're done for the day. No more to see here. So Rhonda, I wonder if LPS is delayed. In my experience, LPS does not usually delay. It's either all or nothing. It's either closed or open. So as far as I know, and as far as my wife is preparing for, a normal school day today. So that's what we're looking for here. Rhonda, yep, it's still raining pretty heavily there. And Michael, is Walters done? Walters is just getting started here, Michael. We're seeing it pick up here. We're seeing it pick up here. Let's see, any more squiggles popping up here? Not too many here. Just that heavy rainfall coming through, Michael. Relia, that leading edge is pretty much past you. Just some heavy rainfall now, to be completely honest. That leading edge is now over into Stevens County. So that is good news for you. Ryan, rain and wind just hit 4 miles south of Walters. Yep. Yes, it did, Ryan. You are seeing quite a bit of heavy rainfall in your area. Jenny, been watching. However, fell asleep on me. I guess it's this. I didn't expect my channel to be more ASMR, but I guess since I'm not trying to yell here, I'm not trying to get anybody excitable right now. I didn't know I'd have that effect. So, Aaron, just some heavy rain and wind in Walters. Yep, that is pretty much all I'm seeing too, Aaron. Ryan's seeing it pretty heavily there too, down around Temple, between Temple and Walters. Again, still some gusty winds. Not really too many wiggles in the line here, but they are still there. Very brief, small wiggles in the line. Rhonda, you are very welcome. You are very welcome. Again, that leading edge now moving into southern Grady County. Central High, Hewland, Temple are now seeing the leading edge of the line. The rain starting to lighten up a little bit in Lawton. Pecan Valley, you're seeing it lighten up quite a bit. Paxton and Chattanooga seeing it lighten up a bit. Apache seeing it lighten up a bit. Granfield, Duval as well. Looks like we're still under the tornado watch here for Comanche County. But you notice the severe warning has been pulled back. Still warning for 60-mile-per-hour winds. Northwest of Duncan. Yep, right along the bypass. Still some heavier rainfall up there past Osage. Up towards the Y. Renee, how is Elgin looking? Elgin's looking good. Right in here, the leading edge is a few miles to your east, and you're seeing the rain coming down. So it's starting to lighten up here a bit. So that leading edge is now moving into Grady County and over into Stevens County. So over here is where folks still need to be on guard. Elgin is fine. Fletcher's good. Elgin's good. Lawton's good. Pumpkin Center is good. So Brittany, is the threat gone for today once the front part of the line goes by? Yes. Yes. Yeah, this is it. This is it. So once it is gone, you don't have to worry about anything else for today. So that's what we're looking at here. Once the leading edge of the line goes past, you're good. So that's why you see the tornado watch has been dropped out here towards the west. We're starting to see that dropped several spots. Still a couple little wiggles here around Temple and where 65 tees into 70. So Temple still needs to be on guard here. Waurika Lake up through just west of Comanche. So that's the next area here. So you see what I'm talking about. Here's a little wiggle. Here's a little wiggle right in here. These are areas of brief circulations that are starting to pop up here. The Temple, and just as soon as they pop up, they fade away. So you can see it's just surged forward and then gets sucked back into the main line. So Temple, that leading edge is going through you. Now we're starting to see it move towards Waurika Lake, Stevens County, Jefferson County. We're going to start seeing the threat diminishing here for Cotton County soon. Thank you. Checking out now. Always know you're giving the real deal, keeping us safe. Not a problem. Not trying to hide anything here. Always just trying to be straightforward and calm and give you guys everything you need to know. There's no reason to hype anything up, get excitable, anything like that. Just give me the weather when I need it. Okay. So been doing that for the last 3 hours. Just want to make sure everybody is good and okay. So again, that leading edge is now approaching Rush Springs, right over Central High, Hewlin, Temple, and down around Petrolia, Texas. So Lawton is good. We're actually going to see the rain shut off here in a second. At least the heavier rain is going to shut off here in a second. Randelette, Wichita Falls, Iowa Park. There's a new severe thunderstorm warning. Well, I guess they decided they would. So still 60-mile-per-hour winds is what they're going to go with for this one. Edit this one. This is going until 7 o'clock. Save, and there we go. So there is the new warning. So this includes Marlow, Duncan, Velma, Bray, Waurika, Ringling, heading out towards 7 o'clock. So once we get to 7 o'clock, the whole thing should be pretty much done, folks. So that's some great news. That's definitely what we want to see. Misty, thank you for the video and staying so calm and reassuring. Yes, I know when it's in the middle of the night, last thing you need is to get panicked over stuff that isn't worthy panicking over. So again, just try to see these little wiggles trying to pop up here. It's right in here, right along Highway 5, right in here. There's another new warning coming out for Clay County, Texas. So they're just getting the tail end of this line. That'll be stuff that comes up through Waurika and Addington in the next little while. All right. So for the moment, got my family and I through some really scary events a few years ago, all-nighters. I was disappointed you left. Happy to see you back and doing well for yourself. Brings me back a little security for my family. So that makes me feel pretty good, Brittany. So I appreciate that. Again, it's been since 2018 since I was in here. So thank you again. Heading to work. Sorry, it's not a day off from school. Sorry, Tina. Go Eagles, though. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for hopping on here this morning. Again, we're going to start seeing this ramping up a little bit more for Duncan in the next little while. Again, not really seeing too much out here. But Duncan, Comanche, Waurika will be the next places in line to see the heavy rain and gusty winds. I'll back out a little bit more. If you're heading up towards Oklahoma City, that is where more heavy rainfall is coming through. So if you're trying to get up towards Oklahoma City, they've got that to deal with as well. But again, if you're in Cache, Lawton, Walters, even Snyder, Frederick, Duval, Randolette, you're all good. Still need to watch out. Rush Springs, Marlow, Duncan, Comanche, Waurika, Addington, Ryan, Terrell, Ringling, Loco, Velma, Bray, all those folks out ahead of it. Still need to be watching out. Amy, not a problem. I try my best. I want to make sure everybody's taken care of. Helen, thank you. Steph, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, we're getting things geared up here. And double check. We're still good. We are still looking good. So just some gusty winds coming through Stevens County. Yep. That's all we're looking at right now. So far, so good for the moment. It's Chatty in the clear. Yes. Yes. Chatty is in the clear, Amy. There's my good friend Crash. Gary, thank you. Always one of my bigger fans. I appreciate it. Crash, thank you. And see how this line has come through for a little while. I'm going to take a step back for the moment. Let this play out. Let this play on your screen for a little bit. And I will join you all here in just a few more minutes. All right, folks. Wanted to help get my kiddos dressed and off to school this morning. So they are out. I want to finish off this last line as the main line now lines up from Marlow down through Duncan, outside of Comanche, and down around the Waurika Lake area. As far as any wiggles, there's a couple of small wiggles in here outside of Comanche, outside of Addington, outside of Waurika. Again, they're very small. There's been several small ones along the line. Nothing has really taken root and gotten a hold of it, but you got a lot of showers that are out ahead of this main line out here. All right, again, good morning to those 47 of you, either just joining us or have been with me since 3 o'clock this morning. Again, if you want to hop in the chat, talk about what you're seeing, asking questions about the rest of the day. If you're joining us from Elgin, Lawton, Geronimo, Walters, Temple, Randelette, Chatty, Granfield, Cash, Snyder, Frederick, Altus, you are done for the day. Nothing else to see here. Again, you're about to see it pick up in the Duncan, Comanche, Waurika areas. That is the next in line. And then to finally clear Velma, Loco, Ringling here in the next 30 minutes or so. So again, most of the area is going to be completely cleared by 7 o'clock. And then there's nothing else to worry about for today. That's definitely some great news. We're going to see more gusty winds. That will be the threat. So Carrie, it's coming through Waurika Lake now. The leading edge is just now around Addington. So it is passing through as we speak. But I believe where you guys are around Waurika Lake, the leading edge is past. So that threat is over for you. Leslie said, lots of rain in Duncan right now. Yes, there is. Pretty much from Marlow all the way down through Comanche and Waurika, it is a whole wall of water coming through right there. A lot of water. And kind of looking back on the storm total that we picked up here from this event, you can see some of the heavier rainfall that's come through here, anywhere from 1 inch to 2 inches here in the Lawton area. Same thing out around Cache and Indiahoma. And then this ribbon from Hobart down through Altus is around 2 to 3 inches of rain. A little bit heavier down here in Hardeman and Ford counties in Texas. But, yeah, most of us picking up between 1 inch and 2 inches of rain. This event, heavier there. Altus, Blair, Hobart, Granite, Lake Altus, Lugert. Again, expect to see the 20 to watch dropped for Caddo, Comanche, and Cotton, and Wichita and Archer counties here soon. And that line coming right through Duncan as we speak. Ray, we got a few more minutes before it comes through. Comanche, Addington, Waurika getting dumped on as we speak as well. And not much in the way of little wiggles at the moment. Not much going on. Again, all great news considering how the morning played out. Again, if you're just joining us here, these were all the reports of tornadoes. So you can see here, there are 6 dots that popped up out here. So this is what it could have been. But here in Gould, debris signature around 3 o'clock in the morning. North of Duke, another debris signature about 3:10. Outside of Mangum, this actually passed just east of Mangum at around 3:30 this morning. Outside of Granite, there was another debris signature about 3:35, right along the highway, Highway 6, right along the Kiowa and Greer County lines, about 3:45. And then one last one here in the middle of Kiowa County, outside of Retrop, another debris signature. So all of those were confirmed tornadoes. Again, all came up here at around 3 o'clock this morning. Been on since 3 o'clock this morning. These are all the reports that we've seen so far in our area, but all of these were tornado reports. Harmon, Jackson, Greer, Kiowa counties. Obviously, we'll get an idea of what this did as far as damage. If you know of anybody in these areas, or if you are one of these peoples in these areas, I'd love to see any pictures you have. Please put those on the Meteorologist Austin Bowling Facebook page. Again, want to see those. Weather Service, not today, but maybe tomorrow, we'll send some folks out to these locations to do damage assessments, especially probably around Gould, Duke, and around Mangum and Granite. So I would not be surprised to see those folks out there once the weather gets quiet. So if you have any reports, if you have any photos, if you know anybody from those areas and they have photos, please share those. Obviously, the Weather Service is going to want all they can to help verify how strong these tornadoes were, of course, for insurance information and all of that. But just a few hours ago, between 3 and 4 o'clock in the morning, things were a completely different story. So again, this is what we were preparing for, the threat of embedded tornadic circulations. But thankfully, as this has gone east, closer to I-44 and Highway 81, things have improved considerably weather-wise. Again, still some gusty winds, lightning, heavy rainfall. I mean, yeah, still have all that. I mean, that's nothing to turn your nose up at. Still severe storms, but thankfully not that. Thankfully not any more tornado reports. Again, we just keep trying to check along this line, see if there's any dips, wiggles, kinks, loops, anything like that. I'm not seeing anything at the moment. All of this is just gusty winds. So once this clears, you are done for the day. Still some light rain showers here in the Lawton area. You'll see some embedded downpours around Walters and Temple. Heavy rain is leaving Wichita Falls. So that is what we are seeing. We're seeing a lot of this letting up for tonight or this morning. So as you're getting ready for work, school, I know there were several school districts out here in Stevens and Jefferson counties that did delay for this morning. So make sure you verify with your school district on what is taking place this morning. Again, Lawton still going on as normal. Most school districts going on as normal. But please verify with your school district what the plan is, whether it's a late start or if they're closed. I think most people should just be late start, if anything, over towards Highway 81. But again, most should be running as normal for this morning. That's definitely some good news. Again, areas out west, definitely want to check in with Mangum and Gould and Duke, Granite, those areas. Make sure they're okay today. And still looking at some heavy rainfall coming through Marlow, Duncan, Waurika as we speak. We can go back quite a bit and see what took place with these storms. This is what, so we're going all the way back to about 3 o'clock in the morning. So this is what you would have seen. This Boeing segment coming up through here is what initially produced all these tornado reports. That northern bowed segment right there is what caused all of those reports. Go back to correlation coefficient here. So this is the debris detection for that. We'll go back and see those spots that you'll be able to pick up on when you get into these dark blues, these dark blue colors. So you can see here, get around Gould. See there around Gould, there's one. There was one tornado came through there, west side of Gould. Back out again, we come over towards Duke. There's another one that popped up there just north of Duke. So that was another confirmed tornado there. Come up towards Mangum, that same circulation comes right into town, right east of town, right there on the highway as it bends into Mangum. And then there were a couple more circulations up here outside of Granite. And you can see right there, outside of Granite, that other drop to where it turns blue and teal. That was another report of a confirmed tornado. And then lastly, north of Granite, there's another one right in there, northern Kiowa County. A couple more weak tornadoes that popped up in there. So that was what came through last night or early this morning. Now things are a lot quieter. We have the leading edge of the line coming through here. Duncan, Bray, Comanche, Addington, Waurika. So there is your heavy rainfall coming through. Once the leading edge passes through you, you are done for the day. So Marlow, you are done. Central High's done. Duncan's done. Empire, done. Addington, Waurika, you're done. Hastings, Temple, Walters, everybody's done. Again, the only places really that I'm tracking here that are still watching for storms will be Velma, Loco, and over towards Ringling. And all of this has been pretty much straight line winds to this point. Again, just kind of muddled mess, gusty winds. Definitely rest easy. Well, now you get ready easy. No more resting if you've been up for quite some time. Obviously, it is just getting yourself dressed, and now you know that at least you don't have to concern yourself with the severe weather risk. So once this moves on, you are good. So Duncan is fine. Comanche is fine. just this heavy rain that's coming through now. Duncan is done. Yes, Brittany. Duncan is done. Duncan is done. Again, I hope you will share this page with those you love, those you care for. Let them know that this is a resource for them. I'm still here. If you're not familiar with me, I've been around this area at least since 2010. Was on TV here for about 10 years, a couple more years filling in down around Wichita Falls too. But I've been tracking weather for 12 years. So right here in Lawton. So was up all night making sure you guys were safe. So make sure folks know about this page, share it with those you love, those you care for. The next time we have storms or anything coming up, provide forecasts every single day. Want to make sure everybody stays safe, stays prepared. Everybody knows what's coming up here for the area. So again, make sure you share any pages you follow, anything like that. Everything helps. Okay. Cat nap before school. Get that quick nap in. Got to go pick up my daughter from school and get her on her way as well. So, nope, I completely get it. So, this stream has been going on for almost 4 hours now. So, I appreciate many of those of you who've been with me through the entirety of this stream since 3 o'clock this morning. Again, not enough of this morning. There will be quite a bit more of that. But again, if you could just help me out by liking, sharing, making sure those of you that you care about, they follow this page as well. I want to make sure as many people have this information. I'm watching out for Southwest Oklahoma, anything west of I-35, anything south of I-40, really, is what I'm trying to keep an eye on here. So, again, make sure everybody you know knows about this page, okay? Again, leading edge now coming through Bray. About to come into Velma Loco within the next 5-10 minutes. Ulrika Addington, you're good. Ryan's about to see some more heavy rainfall here in a moment. Again, just seeing any wiggles. Not seeing much in the way of wiggles. Nope. You're not going to find it on this page, but if you want to share my page, Cindy, you can do that. Or go back to the main home screen of the page and share the post. You might be able to do that too. Looks like a lot of the lightning has subsided. Not seeing any other reports out here. All of it has been mainly our areas out towards the west that picked up the tornado reports. Yukon clear. Bray, yep, sure does look that way. So that leading edge is now coming into downtown Oklahoma City. You're starting to see the rain taper off where you're at, Bray. So you should be fine for the day. Some light showers here for the next hour or two, and then you're good. But as far as a severe threat, Bray, yes, you are good. and should see the next line of tornado watches expiring here soon for areas along and west of I-44. Should see that soon. All right, Jamie, what is tomorrow looking like? Well, looks like we're going to see less wind, more sunshine, temperatures 50s and 60s. So pretty quiet compared to today, obviously. Definitely going to take a break from severe weather. Definitely need things to be a little bit quieter. David Gibson asking, any of that going towards Iowa? I guess. Hadn't really thought too much about Iowa, to be honest. Not a place I usually forecast for all that often. Had a friend in college from Burlington, Iowa. That's really all about I know of Iowa. But yeah, it appears things will be heading up in that way too. Yeah, here for the middle of the week, it's just quieter, 50s and 60s. So things are going to be a lot quieter here at home. We'll definitely take things being quiet. All right. Check one last thing here, and I believe things are good here. And we will probably put a bow on this just as heavy rain and gusts to 40 to 50 work their way through. I think we should be able to call this a morning. In most areas, we're seeing that threat diminishing. Not much, any in the way of wiggles. No hail, some gusty winds. Just have a jacket handy today. It will be a little bit cooler thanks to the winds and just the damp feel to things. So, but yeah, this is it, folks. This is really it. So once this all the way through, you can consider it done deal for the week. We'll go quiet and we'll go cooler. It'll just be much more fall-like, 50s and 60s on the way. May even see a brief frost, maybe flirt with a freeze for some spots, but that's really about it here. So I think after being on here for almost 4 hours, folks, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this one. So those of you, Marlo, Duncan, Warika, things improving for you. The rest of the line is just heavy rain and gusty winds. I pray that everybody is okay. I know the Weather Service will be doing some damage reports outside of Granite, Mangum, Duke, and Gould, either later today or probably tomorrow once they can dispatch those teams if they feel they need to go out there and check on some stuff. Obviously, if they post any of the data from that, I'll let you know what came of those. If you know anybody in those areas of Iowa, Greer, Jackson, and Harmon County that have any damage photos, I definitely want to see those too. But as far as today goes, this line continues to move east. It looks like they let the severe thunderstorm warning expire. So as far as I'm concerned, there is nothing left really to track here, folks. So we've let that expire. We're seeing what's left of the severe warning now head into the Norman, Pauls Valley, Moore areas, up towards Oklahoma City, here across southwest Oklahoma. I guess we could still see an isolated severe storm heading over towards Sulphur, Ardmore. But I think for the most part, things are coming to an end for the day. So again, thank you guys for the support. Please share this with your family and friends for the next time. We do have severe weather like this. Again, been with you since 3 o'clock this morning, making sure everybody has been safe as this worked its way through. Thankfully, things haven't been any worse here for the Lawton, Duncan, Chickasha, Walters, Waurika areas. Please say a prayer for those folks out towards the west. Don't know what the damage looks like out there right now. Obviously, with daylight coming, we're going to have a better idea of what that looks like. But keep those folks in your prayers. Obviously, as we head towards the holiday season, you hate to have it happen anytime, but this time of the year especially, you'd hate to see this kind of stuff come through here. So be with those folks out towards the west. If you see anything, let me know. Otherwise, have a great Monday. Enjoy the rest of the week. Stay warm. We'll keep providing you forecasts for the rest of the week. All right, folks, take care. Thank you.